The ultimate in high-fidelity music listening within the reach of everyone. The tape is now completely rewound, ready for play. All. ultimate in high-fidelity music listening within the reach of everyone. The tape is now completely rewound, ready for play. All in thrilling new sound.
G'day world, welcome to the iSpike show, where everything happens and anything goes. Let's give it up for your MC and host live in the studio. It's iSpike.
Hello, people of the world. Hello, people in this live stream. Excuse me. And hello to the people watching the replay. G'day to you all. We have a special show lined up today. A special show indeed with a super special guest. What do you reckon, Scully?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well now, g'day. Mysterious world. Above the ocean and mysterious world below the ocean. Welcome to the oceans of iSpike. Oceans of craziness. Seas of something else I can't think of special to say. Well, now, as you all know, I'll give you some eyes and say properly hello. How are you, Sir Matt? Aye, Captain Jack. How you doing, man? Captain Jack, I tell you, want to stick around, mate, because there's a really cool guest on today's show. Captain Jack. It'd be really good. You might like him. Hello, Gemma's Journey and Grace. Hello, darling. How are you, Gemma? Hey, what do you reckon? Oh, I don't know what one I pressed then. We'll stand there. Oh, rightio. Oh, I haven't done that one for a long time. This is the one I wanted to have. Where are you? That one there, yeah.
Looking good. Looking real good.
Real good. Yeah, baby. Folks, it's good to have you here. We have Anonymous Biker, US of A. G'day, brother. A fellow motorcyclist. Good on you, man. Good on ya. Humvee Lee, the droner from the UK, the droner, the Mona, with his dogs. Killer, ferocious dogs. Breeding. Mad, crazy. What are you on about? What are you on about, mate? I don't know. Again, I don't know. But folks, yes, it was a fantastic show last week. We're going to have another bloody brilliant one this week. Yes, we had Stewie Wood last week, of course, for those of you that missed out. I'd really highly recommend it. Check it out. It's show number 81. But today we have a guest coming up, and I'll just warm up the world, and we'll get the latecomers coming in first. And then, of course, we'll introduce you to our guest. Awesome. Oh, very good. You've just finished a video there. Good on you. Excellent. Matt Man's trying out the Scully dance. Which one are you trying? The running one, the birdie one, or the twisty one, or the twerky one? There's 4 different dances there, Matt. Hey, I reckon this one would suit you, man. I'll play this one for you. There you go. Now, follow along with this, Uncle Matt. Oh, I see in the chat there. Stop your moaning there, Lee. Stop it. I don't know why. I think drone and moaner sort of went together. I'll find another word. Steady up there, Matt. I hope you didn't put anything out there. Golly gosh. Go half pace. You'll be right. Just playing a little bit of jazz, guys. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Slightly different instead of hammering it hard with the rock and roll. Because I do want to keep today's show at a bit of a pace that is a lot of communication. Yeah, a lot of chat, a lot of what's going in the chat. And of course, we're going to have an awesome guest very soon. Have I told you that yet already? No, not the turkey one. Roland, man, you must have got my ESP electronically vibes through the telepathic channels that I was really thinking about you a lot before the first show on Facebook. And you come to mind, and I thought, golly gosh, I haven't talked to Roland for a little bit. I wonder how he's going. I must go over and say hello. And here you are doing exactly that. So good on you, Roland. Hello, my mate. Roland's on the hat here. There he is. Little badge, hey. Oh. Yeah, man. Good to have you in the house, everybody. And Roland. Good on you, mate. We will be bringing our guest on in about another 10 minutes from now, everybody. Luinda's hello, Roland's lady. How are you, girl? Good to have you. A couple of sisters in the house. Gemma, meet Marilu Suinda, and meet Gemma. All right. Awesome stuff. Sorry, forgive me there. I was just doing a bit of a quick typing. Smooth tunes, of course, brought to you by Epidemic Sound and iSpike Radio. Oh.
this now. I don't want to interrupt the interview.
Hey, oh, hey, fantastic, Mr. Madman. Oh, wow. Good on you, mate. Excellent, brother. Thank you very much, Madman. You don't want to interrupt the interview with our special guest coming on very, very shortly. Fantastic. Stop. Awesome. Thank you very much, Matt. That's very generous of you, brother. Sir Madman, good on you, man. Pick up the pace a little bit here. We got some music for Mary Saluinda. A little bit of dance stuff. Dance music for you, honey.
I'm the bad one. Take a look at yourself in the mirror. If I'm the worst one, ask anybody else. Who they prefer? If it comes down to me and you, I think that you are the one with a bad attitude. What started conflict? You got no clue. Tell me, what is your problem? All this rumors you spread doesn't make you feel good too. Cause bloodshed, 'cause I don't really get it.
Hey. I'm just going to play a little, just a little baby video that I put together here. It's a slideshow, folks. Have a look at this. do it again in a second, mate. Well, now I have to play this music here. Bring that in there while I bring our guest into the system, folks. So hang in there, and I will have our guest with us very shortly. Sit back, grab yourself a coffee, a bit of popcorn. We'll have our guest with us shortly. Fantastic, man, fantastic. Okay, just bear with me, my friend, bear with me. That's the way. May I suggest you be looking down and just have the top of your head, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that will look good. Okay, I'll bring you in the system. Well, folks, it's been a fantastic run. We had Little Agent last a couple of weeks ago. We had Stuart Wood from the blues band, the Giants, the biker band, the Giants, was with us last Saturday, and of course this Saturday I put out the call for a gentleman that's one of our family members, one of the iSpike Army. And a super interesting man. I just found him to be extremely friendly and supportive of the show. So let me just go to another little thing. Oh, then we need to just close that off. 2 seconds. Better close that off there. And we'll pause that one like that. Minimize that. And I don't think we need that. Bring that over here. Fantastic. Alrighty. So I've got all that going on. Bring up our guest call. Alrighty, folks. So anyway, I shall carry on my introduction there. fantastic to have everybody here in the chats. My chat seems to have stalled. I don't know if it's still going on. Well, I think we're pretty right. Anyway, at great expense to the management, a super interesting person. Please, ladies and gentlemen, be upstanding. A former US veteran, Navy veteran. Let's give it up for Captain Jack. Oh, wrong one. How you doing, Captain Jack? You're on the house and you're live, brother. You're live. My gosh, is that Captain Jack or is that something from underneath the ocean? You're okay to talk if you like, my friend. Or can you talk?
Oh, okay. I'm not seeing myself on the live stream. So.
That's because there is a 35-second delay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so what you're seeing at the moment, my friend, is you in the camera of Skype. And look at you. Look at you, mad bugger.
Got a little itch. Got a little itch there, you know.
I think you got something.
My little pet. We're just little bugs here.
You got something growing on your head there, brother. What's happening?
You like my hairdo?
Yeah, I do.
Here, you have to cut your own hair, you know.
Yeah, well, with this COVID-19, you're stuck at home and that. But I think you've put jelly in your head instead of shampoo, brother. Well, something's going on there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the way things are working around here.
Is that your swimming cap? Is it, Captain Jack?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Good on you, mate. You did say in the notes, be warned for some of the crazy costumes and things. There was a bit of a barnacle growing on your head there. Excellent.
Yeah. Okay, here's a little more serious thing.
There we go. We've got the hat on. Good on you. Well, look, mate, very, very, very pleased to meet you, and thank you so much for taking the time out to get organised and come on the show.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I'm really kind of excited to kind of chit-chat with you and answer some questions and hopefully answer some of their friendly guests.
Because I understand you've got the chat in front of you as well, so you can see what people are saying. As we go along.
Like it kind of froze a little bit. I'm not sure. So
that's okay. There probably will be a bit of a delay on different things that you do see, but yeah, no, I mean, bear this in mind too, my friend. When we're talking, or when you're talking for that matter, it's something I should have perhaps put in the email, I guess, and I'm in the process of formulating that better. But just to give you a couple of little hints, when you are a bit of a chat to us, instead of looking at me on the screen, have a look at the camera. It's very hard to consider that camera lens is a person, but that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing now. Is you're looking at the screen at me, you can see me looking at you, and I guess what I was taught, one of the things I was taught is when you speak, look at the camera. When you speak, look at the camera. And that's just pretty much it. When you speak, look at the camera. So by all means, don't do what I'm saying. It's entirely, it's just a suggestion, my friend, but I'm sure I'm just preaching to the converted anyway, because my friend, you've been a hugely successful channel, Hot for Words.
Oh, correct.
Yeah, associated with that.
Yeah, that was quite an interesting 3 years of being on YouTube.
3 years, yep. And that was from 2007?
Yeah, I think she started in 2006, and I came in a little bit later, around 2007, and it was just a hobby thing, and fans just like you and I and everybody else here. Yep. We just kind of just hung out, and we learned about the origins of words, called etymology, which is a study of the origin of words in the English language, and some of their interesting history behind them.
Yeah, righto, righto. That's where I
Yeah.
guess the title "Hot for Words." So the words bit of it, as what you're explaining now. Let's just take one step back a little bit, Jack, and explain to people how you come about this. I guess it was like a collaboration, a bit of a business venture or partnership, wasn't it? Really, from what I read, the way that you explained it to me, perhaps you could explain that to the people.
Yeah, it didn't start as a business. It was just a hobby at first, and we were just enjoying it. And that's what kind of YouTube
how did
want
you-
everybody to kind of.
How did you meet?
Go ahead.
How did you meet? Because it was like almost like a job application, wasn't it? Almost.
No. Well, at first, no. I was just a fan, and then she was getting busy, and she needed help because we not only run a YouTube channel, but we also run a website. And that website, we'd embed the YouTube videos because back in the early days of YouTube, the chat was very difficult to manage. There was no tools. We didn't know what the what the view counts were or anything like that. So she had a person who was helping out, but then he kind of just floundered. So I kind of wrote an email, which is basically an application, say, hey, I want to take in. And she goes, okay, I'll give you a try.
Yeah.
And, 3 years later, I was probably second in command. I had full control of the website and the YouTube channel.
Fantastic, man, fantastic, and that was like a 3-year venture, as you said. And the reason it's no longer, well, it's in existence, but you guys have pulled back. The reason for that, Jack?
Well, there's one downside of YouTube is that over time you could suffer from burnout, and we were getting a lot of hate mail and but then a lot of positive things. So in fact, it seemed like more positive than hate. But working with TV shows, because Marina got onto many TV shows, she got on magazines, wrote a book, just a lot of different things, and it was just overwhelming. And then the recession hit, and that cut down on our income. And we just got pretty much burned out, wanted to go do other things because it's a big commitment to do 3 videos per week, which was what we were pushing.
Yeah, and I mean, as you said, you found if anyone goes back and has a look at the channel, Hot for Words, everybody. And what I'll do is I'll just quickly bring up a couple of photographs that I did play in that slideshow. What I sort of put together with that one, Jack, was I just made like a mini video thing. But what I can do, they're great photographs as well. Let's just bring this one up here, and we'll make it a bit bigger, and people can have a look at this. There we go. Okay, guys.
So just tell me what picture is up. So
yeah, sure.
I got a delay.
You'll be able to see that. Because in your Skype feed, because you'll be getting what is on the screen. So we have the picture here, where this is the Hot for Words, and Marina sitting in front of a pile of books with a lovely little outfit on, and I guess that's the hot part of the Hot for Words, isn't it?
Yeah. She took advantage of her good looks. Because I told her that, you know what, this channel isn't going to get big because who's really interested in words, you know?
Yeah.
And she goes, well, I can, go to fashion shoots and stuff. And she hired photographers to take photos. And she says she made a calendar and stuff. And it was something she wanted to do.
Yeah.
And she knew that it would draw a lot of the male audience into it. And sure enough, it worked. And oddly, brought in a lot of females too. So the formula worked, mixing etymology with good looks and stuff like that really helped.
Yeah. I mean, there she is there in all her beauty. I really like that. Now, all school uniforms should be like that, I guess. But that's being a bit cheeky. Hey? But yeah, no, I can understand why there was a large male contingent to the channel, and of course, as we know, Jack, that you don't mind me calling Jack, do you, Captain?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
I answered it. just about anything.
Hey, good on you. Except late for dinner. You don't answer to that one.
Well, yeah.
Don't
well.
call me that. Yeah. But yeah, we'll get into the captain bit in a minute because I understand Matt Man there asked a good question. How long you've been a captain? I'd like to get into that a little bit more in a minute. We'll just stay with
Okay.
the YouTube channel side of things to start with. So folks, Marina and Captain Jack had their channel. And it was Hot for Words. So we got Marina here, very attractive, lovely lady, Hot for Words. Double click and bring that back there. We go back like that. And then we've got here O'Reilly Factor. What's that? Is that a TV show, is it?
So, yeah, it's a former TV show. It's no longer in existence. If you Google O'Reilly, you'll heard about some issues that he have.
Mm-hmm.
But she was able to get a 1-year contract to be once a month on a show. So they'd fly her to New York, and then O'Reilly would talk about one of the words he uses in his show, and then she'd come up with a big history about that word.
Fantastic. So, and I mean, you were like the, I guess, the brains behind it. You do all the research in regards to that particular word.
No. She did. She's the brain. Yeah. That's another thing. A lot of people think, oh, she's just pretty and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But no, she's
very
she's got
articulate.
2 degrees in Russia.
Whoa.
She's from Russia.
Radio.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she's got 2 degrees in I forget what there is, etymology, and she was a teacher. She was teaching students English and I think some other subject in Russia.
That's something we did touch on that, wasn't it? Because I'll just close all those. You said to me, Jack, I do remember that with what you were doing, and even though it was Hot for Words, some of the videos that you were producing were actually being played in schools for teaching purposes, weren't they?
That's correct.
Yep,
It caught the attention of a lot of instructors, and that was pretty honorable. When we heard about the teachers were showing this to the students, as part of their education, and it really, what we heard from some of the students, it really changed their mind about words. About not speaking them and using them, but where they come from and the interesting history behind some of the words.
Yep.
Let me give you an example.
Sure, please
so people
do.
can understand.
Yeah.
So you've heard of, you know what a lollipop is?
A lollipop, yes, I do. It's a confectionery that you enjoy.
Yeah. So what's interesting, and I forget the details on that. I have to go and watch the video again. But the origin is a candy maker made a little candy, and he'd call it the lollipop. And it was a really popular candy with the kids in the U.S.
Yeah.
And years down the road, someone who was raising racehorses named a colt lollipop, because they always use all kinds of crazy names for racehorses, And so the horse was named Lollipop, and won a lot of awards and ribbons and stuff, became quite popular in the horse racing industry, I would say. And a few years later, a candy manufacturer or some guy decide to create another candy, like a gumdrop, but this time he's going to put a stick in it so you can hold it and not get, sticky all over your fingers and stuff.
Yeah.
And he called that the lollipop. So what's interesting, it started as a candy, just kind of like a gumdrop, became the name of a horse, and then came back to the name of a candy. And both candy makers didn't know of each other. So it's kind of an interesting little history how, candy started, as gumdrop, horse, and then back to a candy again.
Yeah.
So we cover words like that to have an interesting story to them.
Yeah, righto. Yep. And of course, as you said, Marina is the attractive side of things. So it really sort of, I guess it was also an icebreaker, the fact that she was intelligent and got in there. And you would have had a blast, man. I mean, you were saying you were knocking out about 16-hour days, though, and between, what was it, 500 and 1,000 comments per day type thing. Those sorts of things.
The website was very, very popular.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I think it's what kind of helped with our growth. People don't use it today, but I've seen other channels that use a website because you have more control of the channel and on there.
Yeah, I agree with you. I
can,
think our website is a hub, and then because I'm yet to get a website myself, but I think that that's a very smart business move to have that as a hub for your 100% control. It's a good business model, and then of course the tentacles come out from there: Facebook, YouTube, and the other various other platforms you so desire. So
exactly.
To speak. Yeah,
that's how I suggest everybody do it: is make your website the hub of everything, and then from those posts you make on your blog or whatever, have those go out to Facebook, Twitter, whatever social media you want. Don't make them the hub, because those companies are in control of that. And if you go on Google search, you can't search for, well, you kind of, Facebook and Instagram posts. It's Google that really doesn't give you that information because it's controlled. But your website, you have full control, and you can jump up to the top one or even 3 places on Google search. So if you want to move up in Google search, use your own website. It really makes a big difference.
For the SEO business, searchability or something they call it, don't they? I mean, it's a real education thing, and as you said, and you've I mean, so that we're not jumping all over the place, I'd like to sort of keep a bit of a how we say timeline and how would you say a flow to what we're talking about. I'm such a scatterbrain, my friend, that it's hard for me to do that sort of thing. But I reckon between us we'll be right. So we've touched on how you guys met. And the sort of radicalness that it grew to become, the fact that Marina was an attractive lady. So the age-old sort of saying of sex sells, it's just figuratively speaking. The fact that you were tasteful enough in what you did, it was taken up by the education department. So that's really, really cool. And various other media outlets as well. All I can just say is hats off to you, and I think that just that experience as well, that the education of these words that you wouldn't otherwise, and the stories behind them that you wouldn't otherwise have probably come across, that in itself is pretty awesome. I am a numbers person. I do like big numbers. They turn me on. It does turn me on. The channel grew, as far as an accolade is concerned, to become how many views about these days? About 493 million or something?
493 million views on the channel.
490. I'm quite happy if I get over 100 views. 493
My personal
million.
channel sucks. I only got 100 some subscribers and stuff, and I got no videos. But I'm working on that.
Yeah, you are, aren't you, Jack? You sort of have had this time out. You still got sort of post-traumatic stress disorder as a result of the experience, but like also figuratively speaking, because you're doing so many things with your life, man. Let's come out of the YouTube experience for the minute, and let's go back to a bit more earlier days, man. You've been in the, let's say, sailing the 7 seas for about over 20 years now. Is that right, Jack?
20 years? Has it been that long?
I think you mentioned something like 2 decades or something here.
I started sailing. I grew up in eastern Washington State, which is basically a desert. And they pump in water. So there's no place, no oceans or nothing. I floated down the Yakima River on an inner tube, and that was my first introduction to boating, I guess.
Yeah.
And I did some water skiing at my uncle's place, but that was pretty much it. Then I joined the Navy, and oh boy, I was in for a shock. Get into the Navy and stuff, and 4 years with them, and gotten to go around the world, circumnavigate around the world, and go into combat and stuff. So that's when I pretty much got my sea legs, on there. And then I took a break from all that for 36 years and got into marketing and sales. And then I got sick and tired of that. And my friend says, Jack, you just need to get back on a boat, and here I am.
Yeah, righto. Okay, so that's sort of in the summary side of things, yeah. Because I noticed in the photographs that you gave me, and I'm going to go to them right now, actually. Again, let's just quickly get those. I'm pressing the buttons here, boom, boom. So, and we're going to the big boat, which is that awesome thing there. Let's just click on that and have a look at that. So, it looks like you're down here in Down Underland in Australia, the Sydney Harbour.
Yeah, okay. The picture hasn't come up yet, so
that's okay.
Sydney Harbor. That was what year was that? It was in the 80s, the 75th anniversary for the Australian Navy.
Okay.
So it was a big event coming in, and we had a huge warm welcome. You can see all the boats coming out to greet us and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the tugboat there as well.
That was a pretty big. Now I'm seeing the photo now.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a ton of boats, and we sailors even got a little show. I would say a topless show.
Oh.
Many boats that came up, and a lot of ladies on them. Pulling their tops off and stuff like
gosh.
that, jumping up and down and screaming. And I said, well, that's a proper salute.
That's my kind of jellyfish, eh?
Yeah.
Especially being out at sea like that, eh? I mean, my sister lives in Fremantle, the port of Fremantle, and the ships come in there. This picture here, oh no, not that one. There's a picture here somewhere. I'm just looking for it now, where it's on the bow of the ship. Not that one. That's a really good shot. That's a great shot. That would have been taken from a helicopter or something, wouldn't it? Back in that day.
Yeah, we had many helicopters that were. Excuse me. Got a frog in my throat. No, I got COVID in my throat.
that picture there, I think that one there is fantastic.
There we were filmed quite often because it's a historic ship, because that's where they signed the closing of the World War with Japan.
Right.
That's
the claim to fame for that particular ship. What's the name of the ship again?
Yeah, it's called the USS Missouri.
Oh, right.
The letters are BB 63, means battleship 63, whole number 63.
Okay.
And if you notice in my email, it says Captain Jack 63. So my heart is really, blood, sweat, and tears are in that boat. I spent 4 years of my life on there, and got banged up a few times. And
yep.
I'm a disabled veteran, so
okay,
I did my time in service on that. So
yep.
Very big boat, and it's it was a good service. You got to see the world, which most people in the service don't get around the world cruise. I actually had more medals on my chest than some senior officers over me.
Oh, because you just got stuck into it.
I wasn't an officer in the Navy. I was just an enlisted.
Yep. And then
go ahead.
Yes, that's all right. That particular boat there now is parked up, isn't it? That's a museum thing or something, isn't it, in America?
That's correct. It's in Hawaii, Pearl Harbor, to be exact, right next to the Arizona Memorial.
Right.
So the idea was, I should have included a picture of that. So they decided, hey, let's have the beginning of the war and the surrender of the war, the closing of the war, the beginning and the end of the war in one place. So you can go to Hawaii and see both, there.
Okay.
Which I've never been there yet since it's been moved.
Yep. Oh, well, perhaps one day you'll go back again and check it out. Because that from memory, there was a movie made, and did it have Clint Eastwood or something in it that used that boat? No. It was
no. It was
most recently. Beg pardon?
Stephen Seagal. It was called Under Siege. Was the name of the movie.
Right.
And they filmed quite a bit on the boat, and then they used some fake, or I think CGI. I can't remember. Some of the internal stuff was real, but some of it was stage props. Stuff. But they did use a lot of that, and I'm in the movie.
Oh, you're in a couple. You're a bit. you're a bit of a movie star, aren't you? I understand. You've been in a couple of things, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
Do you want to share
in the Seagull movie, I'm standing on the rails and stuff, and I can't point myself. I've forgotten where I'm at, but I'm in the rails, And then when they're pulling in the lines, I'm behind it. I don't see myself in there. They cut that out,
Oh,
I
bugger.
just keep in and get cut out. I've been in a lot of movies,
Yeah.
and I haven't seen myself in them. I'm just like, what?
You end
But
up
that's
on the
the way
cutting
it's
room
in
floor. What am I doing? I'm pressing the wrong buttons. That's okay. Fantastic, Jack. And you also mentioned there was a film clip there with Cher, or you're a witness to it or something?
Yeah, so Cher's video.
Yeah.
What's the name of the
Come on. This
video?
is one for the people in the audience watching the show. You guys in the chat, what was the name of Cher's song that she sits on the big ship's cannon? Hey, what's the name of that one there? I know whenever I think of Cher, I just think of When I Could Turn Back Time. That's all that comes to mind for me for her.
I'm gonna go on Liberty Call, so I went to a bar and got drunk.
Good on you, Jack. You would have not have recognised or realised. Well, I just had a big major dropout then, a big crash. So you would have been chatting away there.
Oh yeah, I know.
And
Spinning wheel.
no one would notice it.
I got multiple screens here, I got glasses. So I have to look.
Yeah. We dropped off, but it's come back. It's come back on again. And it is turn back time. I understand people are saying. Mike Roche, g'day, Mike. How you doing?
Yep.
If I could turn back time, so that is the song. Oh, okay. If I could turn back time, Roland saying, good on you.
What I find interesting is in Wikipedia, they said that was filmed years later. And I'm like, no, I was there and I left in 1988.
Yeah.
And I got out 3 months but then they said it was filmed in 89. I was long gone. So I'm like, nah, that's kind of false because, I was there when they filmed it back in, I think, 87 or early 88, one of those 2 years. But yeah, it was quite interesting to see where she danced. And that was my part of responsibility, was making sure those decks were clean. So we sand the decks, washed them all up, polished, put fresh paint on the guns and stuff.
Wow.
And
a lot of
nice
trouble
to have a famous singer dance, on the same deck that I worked on for many years.
Hey, what did you just say? That deck, or was it? Did you say dick or deck?
Deck.
Oh, deck. Oh, sorry. If you've got, good. I'm glad because you don't want to have Cher working on the other dick. I mean, okay. Moving right along.
Hey, fun fact.
Fun
about
fact.
Cannon.
Please.
I was so small, so tiny in the Navy. I was under the underway program, which means I had a waiver. They weren't going to let me join in, so they gave me a waiver to join in. And so I was a skinny little guy, 90 pounds wet, But I was able to climb inside those 16-inch 50 caliber guns. I could crawl inside the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So one day I snuck around to the other end through the breach and wiggled my way through the cannon.
No way.
And if anybody understands riflings in a gun, they're twisted little bars inside there.
Yes.
So I'm crawling through and I start much myself over and crawl through and stuff and then much myself over, So I made it through the whole gun, but it was a fun thing and made sure that we had people watching so I wouldn't get caught.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
I probably would have got court-martialed or something.
Yeah, you would have, man. Yeah. All these years later, it'd be no problem now. But blimey, crawling through a bit of a gun barrel like that, you wouldn't want to all of a sudden get what do you call it? You're halfway through the big barrel because they're quite long, aren't they? How long are they?
Oh, geez. I don't know what the exact measurement is, but
just huge.
Probably around 100 feet.
Yeah.
It took me a good 15, 20 minutes to get through, and I was tired, and I didn't want to swell up and get stuck in the darn thing. That was the scary part.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is I'm claustrophobic. I don't like tight places, but I just kept my straights, and I was going through while my buddies were like, fire in the hole, shoot them out the cannon if they get stuck,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, the human cannonball. Oh, there it is there. That's it there. That's I was right at the very first picture. Yeah, amazing. So you've gone and done that. So you've been a human bullet, because there are people that do shoot themselves out of cannons. There's something pretty wild about those people. I reckon Anonymous Biker or Roland, he'd probably do something like that. When you're Roland, you'd get shot out of a cannon. You'd no problem there. Captain Jack. In answer to Lee's question, to Matt's question. Matt's question was, how long have you been a captain?
At least a decade. I gotta go find my license somewhere here.
That's okay. That's okay. Around 10 years.
Yeah, that's a ballpark in there and stuff like that. So yeah, I just went in. It was a friend of mine. We were on the ship Island Spirit, which you have a picture of there, the blue and white ship there.
The blue and white one, yeah.
It was wintertime, and we decided to go get our captain's licenses. You know, we had nothing else better to do in the winter, so we both passed the exams and then went to the Coast Guard and got all the documents and stuff done, and Shazam, and then now what do we do?
Oh, there it is.
So I worked under that license for about 2 years, and then someone came by and says, "Hey, you want to become a U.S. Coast Guard licensed instructor?"
Yeah.
I'm like, well, can I? And, is that possible? And he said, oh, yeah, sure, And I said, well, I think I barely passed. I don't think I could do that exam again. I'd have to say, he goes, you don't have to worry about passing the exam. That's the job of your students. Your job is to make sure they get all the information so they can pass the exam.
Right.
So I became a licensed instructor. So people say, well, now you're a captain's captain.
Yeah, exactly, man. Training's good too. You get a lot of buzz out of that, I reckon, because you've got all these keen people that want to pass, and you're passing on your knowledge for them to study by. And I guess was that before the YouTube thing or after? After.
That was after the.
Yeah. So I mean, your wordsmithing, I guess, with the YouTube channel and how detailed that was, would have definitely carried over into the being an instructor, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So, in doing the teaching for captain's licensing, and that's a lot of pressure on me because I'm training people, both men and women, and there's women who have captain's licenses that are high ranking.
Yep.
And my goal is to give them the information so they can pass the exam, but also work on understanding safety and the procedures for that. It's the number one concern is you want to get your passengers from point A to point B
safely.
And that's the thing I really focus on. I'm a big safety net. I like to have fun and, like to throw caution in the wind, but I do it with safety and stuff like that. Because that's one thing I kind of...
Not everyone gets C's like that. Calm as calm can be. Like when we're looking at Island Spirit again, if you look at, I guess, at the, what would you be looking at? At the, bear with me. Because the only feed that you're seeing, may I ask, you've got two feeds. You've got the Skype feed and you've got the YouTube feed. The YouTube feed will be delayed. With the Skype feed, are you just seeing me or are you seeing what I'm putting on the screen for YouTube?
I'm only seeing on the Skype feed, I'm only seeing myself on there, and I don't know how to switch that over. Because I don't use Skype that much.
Yeah, me neither. So I'm learning it as well. Oh, that's okay. So you're waiting for the YouTube thing, which is.
But I'm looking on the YouTube thing. It's on a tiny little screen in the upper corner. So after the delay,
cool.
It takes about.
That's all right. Because what I have got.
You just tell me what's on there.
Sure. It's the blue boat. It's the Island Spirit, and it's the picture with the beautiful calm seas. I guess is what I was giving reference to when you were speaking of safety, and you've got like 200 or 300 passengers on there. You want to get them to point A, point B safe. Not always are the seas so beautifully calm like that, are they?
Well, on the inside passage and if you go in the summertime, It's pretty calm like that.
Okay,
Sometimes
so
it gets a little bit rough, but we hide, because we don't want to make our passengers seasick,
sick. Yeah, the old seasickness. You'll
very
start looking
few,
like
that,
your
that
head.
boat
Yeah.
only carried like 36 passengers.
How many?
Only 36 passengers. It's actually certified for almost 400 for standing room only, but to spend overnight, that reduces the number.
Right.
So,
Right.
we only could take 36 and stuff like that. But out of those 36, every trip, we only maybe had 2 or 3 people got seasick during the whole season.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good. I guess when you drive, and I'm probably not saying the right. When you skipper a ship, is that called? Hang on, you're skippering a ship. Is that right? And then sailing, I guess.
Well, yeah.
From point A to point B.
If you're the master of the boat,
terminology,
it's called skippering.
Yep.
I guess is the term and stuff. But for ranking, like military, the captain that's a ranking thing. So there's captain, first mate, deckhand, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
But anybody who's driving their own boat, you're the skipper. And the Coast Guard will address you as, hey, skipper,
Yeah, okay.
They usually don't say, hey, captain, unless they know you're a licensed boat. Then they'll yell out, hey, captain.
So it's a bit like Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
Hey?
Gilligan's Island does it right. It's like, hey, skipper. Yeah. Well, actually, they could call him captain because he was doing a charter.
Yeah.
And you can have more than 6 passengers on a charter boat for the UVP license. So technically, he's the captain because he would have to have been Coast Guard certified. So, they could have called him captain or skipper. It's 6 of one and a half a dozen the other. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. And where would you put yourself in the category of all of that lot? Would you, Mr. Howard, or are you Ginger, or Marina would be Ginger for sure.
I'm kind of silly like Gilligan. I like to do all kinds of fun things. But then I'm a little bit of the professor because I love science. I really dig into science and stuff like that.
I noticed you
pretty much ask me anything. And
you've been to school a couple of times, Jack, and like continuously learnt new things and furthered your adult education. What's
absolutely?
Yeah, what's one of the latest things that you've been doing? Something to do with marine something or other? Or
marine something? You got me lost.
I have. I've got myself lost. Please straighten me out, Jack. Engineering or something? What was it? The latest thing?
I was in college a couple of decades ago, and I studied aeronautical engineering. But my true passion was physics. I wanted to get into a lot of quantum physics. Just a bunch of physics stuff. But my advisor suggested that I get into engineering, and I kind of flunked out of engineering. I'm not an engineer, even though I found it fun. It was just a lot of, to me, grunt work. So I studied a little, went back, studied a little physics, and then I just got out because it was expensive. I was trying to hold down a full-time job. And when you're studying those higher level courses, you got 6 to 8 hours of homework to do every night, and I just couldn't make ends meet.
Yeah, okay.
So I got that.
Yep. So you pulled out of that. Fair enough. And you, Jack, recently have done the course that I did with Kevin from the Basic Filmmaker. Yes.
Yes, I've completed that fully, and
you're sort of refreshed.
I think it was totally worth its money.
Good on you. Good on you.
Because,
yep.
Yeah, and the reason I'm going to say that is because I've been successful with Hot for Words franchise, or not franchise, business. And so a lot of those things do pan out that I've experienced before. And what people have today, we didn't have back then. So all these statistic analytics tools and editing features that you have in the YouTube studio, we didn't have any of that. It was just upload the video and good luck, you know?
Yep.
So we actually had to hire companies to go and create analytics for us. So they would scan our videos and they, measure the counts and stuff. So they would give us an idea how well our video was doing. And they were even able to suggest to us to say, if you're going to post a video online and you want maximum traction right away, they said, post it at 3 a.m. And we're like, why 3 a.m.? They said, because the people in New York are waking up at 6 a.m. And some of them like to watch a couple of videos while they're getting ready for work. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. So you can get a lot of information you wouldn't think of with analytics. So today it's very easy to get all that information. But back then we were paying companies to give us that information. It's a lot easier now than it was. So Kevin's stuff is right on the money.
Isn't it right? That's what I felt myself. Like there were some things there that I knew. And I guess in your case, a few more things that you had already known, but it would have been like refreshing as well. But there are some real golden nuggets in there, isn't there, Jack? As far as some of the secret information that I don't want to divulge now, because it's up to people to find out for themselves. I've put 2 links in the chat, everybody. One is to the Basic University, and the other one is to the course that Jack and I are giving reference to. So that's awesome, Jack. The fact that you have had a successful channel in the past. You've done this recent course that I have been promoted in the past. And every now and again too, guys, if it's a bit expensive at the moment, hold off, because Kevin is a generous man, and every now and again he has a bit of a sale, and those prices will come down. So I'll let you know when it happens. And are completely transparent, everybody. The links that I put in there are affiliate links. I don't get very much, but it's just a little pat on my back more than anything, because I'm really happy with what, like you, Jack, have learnt from that particular course. Let's not go on about that anymore, but it's very exciting stuff. And so you mentioned in your writing, Jack, and I was quite honoured with what you said there, was the fact that with a combination of doing Kevin's course and watching me and my mad ass ways and how I've got big dreams and plans for the future with what I'm doing here, has semi-inspired you to do what you're doing in regards to Aqua something. You were, I can't remember the name, you said it, but starting up again.
It was Aquaverse is the name of the show.
Yeah, Aquaverse, yes. And how that has plans pre-COVID-19 for television. Now that's a bit of a pause button on it, but that doesn't matter because it can always happen. And us in our semi-retired years that have a wealth of stuff to be able to share, and in my case is a bit like madcap entertainment. I think my principal purpose for my channel is to put a smile on someone's face. Now, if I can do that, I've succeeded, and that's my main purpose. How I do that and how we grow doing that is going to be a bit of an evolution, and how that's sort of going to unfold for me. But if it doesn't go any further than where it's at now, I'm still satisfied anyway. There's a lot of
exactly,
but it's the potential for business and becoming financially independent. It's definitely there, isn't it? It's definitely there.
Oh, absolutely. I tell everybody, approach it like a hobby at first, not a business. Don't expect that you're going to be making any money. But if you put in, a couple of years as a hobby, eventually you'll start seeing the uptake, because YouTube tends to reward producers by being consistent, posting so many days per week or 1 day a week or even once a month. There's people who have been quite successful, and then there's other income streams. You don't want to just rely on YouTube. You want to rely on, write a book like Marina did, promote yourself on radio shows and TV shows, take those, do them for free. Some of them pay a little bit, at least your expenses, like the O'Reilly show. They covered her flight and a hotel room and stuff. But didn't really give her much anything, but it helps you promote your thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Your brand and that. Yeah.
And next thing you know, you're making 6-figure income. And you're like, how did we get there?
That's fantastic.
You know, if someone says, hey, write a YouTube, you know, how to get there. We don't know.
Yeah,
we did it, but we don't know how it worked, you know.
And I think one of the key words that you just mentioned there was consistency. Consistency, isn't it?
Yeah. It's consistency. YouTube wants this to be a social thing. So if you're all in it just yourself, you know, hey, look at me and stuff, you ain't going to get anywhere. You really have to engage with your audience and share videos, you know, get them engaged in doing YouTube videos and stuff like that. Having everybody work together, that's what builds the channel. So we had friends, you know, that we were kind of like competition with, but we weren't. We were friends. We were trying to promote. So we do shows on other channels and stuff. And that's what YouTube wants. And if you do that, you're going to rise up pretty quick.
Yep. And I think, that's why I really dig the fact that you, what's that noise? Oh, hang on. That's me with my foot on my smoke machine and not realizing. I'm starting to hear a noise and I'm thinking, hang on a minute, what's blowing up here? We're all right. Yeah. My foot.
I got a fan going crazy here. What's going on?
Yeah, no, that's okay. I do like the fact that you've managed to organize yourself with cordless earbuds into your computer. I like that.
Yeah, that's nice because, you know, many times I'll walk away and I rip the earbuds.
Oh, I do it all the time at the moment.
So you're not wired, you know. It's freedom, you know.
Yeah.
Like riding a bike. Freedom to being attached to things.
I need to, I've got a good set of cordless earbuds, so I need to set my system up. At the moment, it is what it is, and I will get my head around how to connect them to the computer. And then I'll be able to do the same thing, because getting up, putting a log in the fire, and plus when I have my new set, I do want to do the stream from several points on the trike, at the workstation here, and also on the new set setting as well. So moving about in my studio with the different camera angles. So it's really important to me to work that one out, and I'll get there learning that one. But I just observed you there, then turning your head and that, and seeing them in there is pretty cool. So I'm just checking. Hey Jack, have you been to Australia? Says Stewie Wood. Last week's.
Have I been there?
Yeah, last week's guest. That's last week's guest, Jack, and I know the answer to that, but please you can give that answer. This is Stuart Wood that asked the question.
Oh yeah. So okay, Stewie. First time was, it was around the world cruise, and we did the 75th anniversary for the Australian Navy. So that was our first introduction of there. So we spent 2 weeks in there, and then we sailed to Hobart, and we spent like 2 days there. It was the middle of winter. It was icy cold, and I just wanted to get out of there. But I want to go back because I've seen pictures, and the countryside is just amazing.
Oh, look, that's where New Zealand is such a both islands, the north and the south. It's just gorgeous. Yeah. But that's not Australia.
Yeah, we had a chance to go to New Zealand, but there was a problem back in the 80s that a lot of sailors were being shot at, mugged, and stuff. So it was a pretty bad time.
Yeah, okay.
The captain said, "Nope, we're not going there."
Not going there. Yeah, but you went to you've been to Sydney twice. Yeah.
So to finish up on the world cruise after Hobart, Tasmania, we went to Perth and Fremantle, and we stayed, I think, 2 weeks there too. And so I got to see Perth quite a bit, and then continued around the world to Italy. I got to see Rome. I got to go to Spain.
And this is all through the Navy, is it? All through the Navy?
All through the Navy.
Yep.
Yeah, all through the Navy.
Uh-huh.
And then back to the U.S. And then we got called to go to the Persian Gulf. And this was the pre-war to Desert shield.
Oh yeah.
We were there when some of the oil tankers, we were escort. They call it the Persian excursion, and they got a patch for that. And we were escorting the oil tankers in and out of the Persian Gulf, and we did that for 6 months. And towards the end of that, I was in Operation Earnest Will and Operation Nimble Archer. And Nimble Archer, we took out 2 oil rigs.
Oh wow!
Because they were shooting at some of the ships. So we're like, hey, you just lost 2 oil rigs, and we took them out.
Wow,
and,
man! Wow.
Yeah. So it was, and there's pictures of that on the internet if you look for it. It doesn't mention the Missouri being there, but I was there. I saw the video. We fired. I packed my job in the Navy was to put the powder in the gun. So we load up all the powder in the gun. So I had my hand in taking out one of those oil rigs. I made sure everybody was off, but I don't think everybody.
Okay.
There's a couple of stubborn people that didn't make it, but most of the people got off. So,
yeah, righto.
But anyways, after that action, the aircraft carrier came in. We're basically a relief for the aircraft carrier. So we came back around and they said, well, sailors, the captain said, you got a choice between Japan, Tokyo, Japan, or Sydney, Australia. And it was unanimous, Sydney, Australia. And I even had a girlfriend back then, the first time around and stuff. And she knew that the votes were counted. And she goes, come to my place, and we'll go out for drinks and stuff. So,
all right. So an Aussie Sheila. So you could have perhaps, if things worked out in a different way, a different sort of path, you perhaps could have become an Australian yourself there, Jack.
Yep.
It's a
it
small
wasn't
world.
hard to immigrate. Nowadays, it's like near impossible.
I've got a question here. Have you been through the Bass Strait? Are you familiar with that? The Bass Strait piece of water that's, I think, down through South Australia, isn't it? In between Tasmania and the mainland, Melbourne. Is that where Bass Strait is? I don't know myself. I wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah, I don't remember. That doesn't make it. I must have because we went between. I went into Hobart, which is in Tasmania.
Yeah. And I got my wires crossed when you said that. I was thinking New Zealand, and there's nothing to do with New Zealand. So that's me being
that's Tasmania is a part of Australia, right?
Yeah, of course,
Or am I
exactly.
wrong?
It is. No, I'm the one that's calling Tasmania New Zealand.
I don't even live there, and I know, but
it's a gorgeous. I lived in Tassie for 8 years, and it's a nice place. It's very, very cold. It is cold.
Yeah.
A lot of the year round. Jack, I noticed that in your photos that you've given me, I'm going to cross over now to the first one, which is a little wooden boat. A wooden boat I'm looking at here.
The Center for Wooden Boats. Yep, it's another organization I volunteer for.
Okay, the Centre for Wooden Boats. And I know I'm looking at another one here with a bunch of what looks like young students on a boat with rowing oars.
Yeah, so that one is called, now I got to look at it. Discovery?
Yeah, no, it looks like it's got a name on the side. I'll
my camera.
Hang on, I'll get it.
So anyways, that's an interesting boat that I skipper at the center.
HMAS Discovery.
Yeah, that's it. HMS Discovery. That was built for, I think, a movie. And then it's Coast Guard. It's actually a Coast Guard licensed boat. HMS Discovery. There we go.
Okay, right on.
Yeah. So that's a longboat, and longboats were part of the tall ships. And if there was a tall ship somewhere, they had longboats, and they were powered by humans, of course. One person per oar, so you're not handling 2 oars. And they were basically the tugboats for the tall ships. So if you were going to go into a port, you would launch your longboat, and those were the tugboats. Put a line on them, and they pull the shore.
By manpower, by moving manpower.
Yep.
Wow.
And you would be surprised. And it doesn't take much energy. One year I was on the tall ship Lady Washington, which you're showing pictures there.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
We had the Sea Scouts push the Lady Washington into the dock, and they rowed so hard. Now these are, teenagers, 13 to 17 or 18 and stuff. They pushed the boat so hard it bounced off the dock and came back out. And they said, okay, guys, a little less power.
Wow.
Push the boat back to the dock,
Gosh.
And these are just teenagers, not big, burly guys.
Okay. Well, I'm surprised that you can get that sort of momentum up through some rowing oars, and as you said, these are young ones. In the pictures we're looking at in the next one, because just to explain to everybody as well, Jack is only seeing everything in delay, everybody. So they're because we might be a bit fragmented in what we're talking about here, is that when I put a picture up, Jack's only seeing it when you see it, but as we're talking, we are 30 seconds in the future in our audio, you see, so to the visual. What I'm looking at the moment, Jack, is a set of drawers on what looks like drawers on the deck of that ship. What's that all about?
So that's the binnacle, and that's where all the electronics are hidden. So one thing was doing a period proper ship, because the Lady of Washington was built as the ambassador of Washington State.
Okay.
And they wanted to be period proper, and this boat actually helped discover Gray's Harbor, which is in the west coast side of Washington State. And this was one of the ships that was in there. So this is a replica. It's not the actual one, but in that binnacle, we hide all our electronics. And there's actually a picture I think I sent, which shows all the radio gear and all that stuff that's hidden behind that binnacle.
Okay. Well, I can't recall seeing that picture. I have seen some other crazy pictures, but now we're just sort of scooting around this massive, beautiful ship. It's a stunning ship, and the little cannons, everything's quite authentic, isn't it?
Oh yeah. I actually helped build the thing. I did a small part, just little things here and there.
Yeah.
I became crew, and I climbed up all the way on those masts to the very top. And if you go to the very top of the mast, there's a plastic cap on top, and you can sign your name on it. And it's just a fun thing to do.
Hey, right.
So,
I tell you,
I have a fear of heights, so
must get
that's a major accomplishment for me. Oh, I see the picture now with all the radar stuff.
Yeah. It's I've just found it. So that's awesome. Yeah, and that's hidden in there. When you get up on those, my brother, he works, or he has worked in the past as a crane operator on the ports, and where they've got the cranes on the ships in dock, and they take off the containers and put them down. And he's saying that, when he's up there and then there's a slight rock, it's accentuated when you are at the top there. So the rock is actually, maybe up to 10, 12 feet sort of, from side to side.
Exactly.
Yeah. That'd be similar to climbing up those posts in the tall ships there. Yeah. Awesome, man.
So when I'm up there, you have to clip in. We have safety belts. We clip in. There's lines that we can clip in for safety so we don't fall off. But even if the ship's at the dock, you're sitting up there and you'll feel a little sway. And then when you're at sea, you're feeling a lot of sway. And you're hanging on because you're being thrown and stuff. And sometimes, some guys, I never did it, but some guys would wait for the sway, jump off, and dive into the ocean.
Right. That's a bit of
fun little thing that sailors get to do.
Yeah, propulsion, sort of taking advantage of that. Woof, across. Yep. I'm just coming back through here, just having a bit more of a final look. Let's just make sure everyone's seeing them, because we're having a look inside as well. It looks like what looks like the captain's quarters at the back of the ship.
The captain's quarters is the one with all the windows in the back. It's kind of messy because they were cleaning. Actually, the back end of the boat rotted away. It just basically, it was so bad I could take raw wood with my bare hands and peel it apart.
Gosh.
So that's all been built, and I was a part of rebuilding that stuff.
Yeah.
And in the center of that picture, where there's no windows, there's a fifth of whiskey in there. I think it's Jack Daniels or something. There's no place to put a window. there because it was so small, but it was a perfect place to put whiskey in there. So the next person, if that thing ever sinks and they send a diver, you got to go down there and get the whiskey.
Excellent. Listen, we're coming into a thing where there's some people and a ladder and some sort of critter thing. What's going on with that? What are we looking at here, Jack? I'm now pressing the button so people are getting to see them. What is this?
All right. So those pictures is me. I volunteer at the Seattle Aquarium because I wanted to learn about the animals under the ocean. I was like, hey, if I'm going to be a captain and I want to learn as much as I possibly can, why not learn about the animals under the boat? So one of my jobs, I'm a ocean interpretive naturalist. So basically, I teach people about the animals and what they do under the ocean. And these photos here, one of my jobs is feeding the octopus. It's called the giant Pacific octopus. They're only found on the west coast of the United States and in Japan. There's the only locations. And they're the world's largest species of octopus.
Okay.
The ones that you see the pictures are actually pretty small. The ones we get in the aquarium are about anywhere from 35 to 40 pounds, but they'll get up to 100
Wow.
20 pounds to the biggest is 160. So suction cups get this big around. I kid you not. This is too small. We had one that was 90 pounds, and his suction cup was that big around.
Wow, man. Wow.
Huge
Put that
animal.
on your face and you see you later, alligator. You can't breathe.
Yeah. But they're really super friendly.
They are they? They are they?
They're very curious. They love to be petted like a kitten and stuff. You can sit there, pet them. They'll come up to you. There's people they like. There's people they don't like.
Oh, really? So the real personality
super
about them.
Intelligent.
Golly gosh.
Super intelligent.
Yeah. Okay. So they learn and they can become pet friendly and that sort of thing. That's awesome. That's awesome, Jack. Not knowing.
They're fun to work with. And they'll steal the food stick that I'm using to reach down to feed them.
Yeah.
They'll take it away from me, and then some of them will hand it back. So I grab it, and then they try and pull it back.
So they're teasing you. They're teasing
you.
you.
Like a dog, like a bull. And,
Is that right?
They're funny. They like to play games. You wouldn't think of something that's related to the snail is intelligent and they can play games.
Yeah, with a sense of humor.
Really
Bit of a shit stirring.
I can tell you a lot of stories about one female octopus. Her name was Lucy. And she was excited to see me because she wanted to mess with my head, and she did.
Okay, so what can this isn't going to go down the wrong crazy path. I'm just sort of thinking. I won't even mention the word, but like she's this female octopus is doing your head in. What's the go? Did you fall in love? What?
Well, no, she was like having a dog,
A dog. Oh well, of course you would have fallen in love then if it was like having a dog.
Yeah, absolutely, it's just like owning a dog. There is some octopuses that don't care. They just sit on the glass wall and they don't move. They don't look at people. They don't want to interact with anybody.
Yep.
And we don't keep those along for very long. We only keep the octopus for about 6 months to a year, and then we release them back into the ocean exactly where we found them.
Excellent.
And then we go pick a younger one and stuff. So
yeah, right. Just to do observations and yeah. Fantastic, Jack. And whereabouts is that again? The Seattle.
The Seattle Aquarium.
Aquariums, radio. So if you're in Seattle and the aquariums folks in the world, you can perhaps reach out and meet Captain Jack in person. That'd be really cool. Jack,
that's one way to find me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
we're in lockdown right now still, but
yes, of
it's
course.
Appointment only. But once COVID ends, it'll be back up.
Yep. I know it's still crazy at the moment here in Australia. We're getting a second wave, they're calling it. And I don't watch the news very much. It's a little bit depressing. There's enough of it going on. As far as me personally, my wife, where we live is quite isolated anyway. So it's not had as much an impact on us when we're semi-retired people. as it has had on others. So no disrespect to anyone else, but Jack's had to just nick off the. Oh, you got the octopus there. Okay, got it under control because you've got an octopus underneath your table there, haven't you, Jack? I love the fact, man, you've got all dressed up. You got all dressed up for me in the show. Good on you, mate. Thank you very bloody. I salute you, sir.
I'm always wearing a costume. I even have a pirate costume. You see my pirate costume? Did I send you a picture of that?
No,
probably not.
No, you didn't.
Like this.
Something like this.
Check this out.
Oh man, I like that. Hey, look at that. That's awesome. What? Yeah, is that a buckle or something? It is a buckle.
It's a belt buckle.
Yeah,
it's a belt buckle.
Yeah.
And then I have these skulls that I found at a store, and they just clip on.
Yeah, right. Yep.
And the jaw ones too. I see even the jaw.
Good on you, Jack. You mad bugger.
I'll dress up. If we ever do an interview again, I'll dress up in my pirate.
In the pirate one, har. I think it was obviously a good call for me. The fact that your name was Captain Jack, although we hadn't known each other long, and there was a time where I had to vacate for a couple of minutes, and I handballed you the channel to look after the people in the chat, and how you really got everyone going on whilst I was away, and when I came back, totally threw me with what the hell's going on? What have you done, Captain Jack? That was good.
I had to do the same thing with Hot for Words, so that's where my experience comes, because my job was try and keep everybody entertained while she was sleeping or doing something else. You have to have a group of people. And I actually brought in 6 volunteers into the channel to help with the website and talk to people. And they were assistant to the senior assistant, teacher assistant.
Yeah, right.
So,
yep.
Like I said, it's all teamwork and everybody helps out and it becomes a better show for them.
What I'm going to show people now is, hang on. Before hang on, I want to contribute to what you've just said there. Yes, team is key. Many people coming together make some awesome stuff. I'm a bit of, because I'm isolated, I'm sort of stuck here and I have to do things over the internet. But it's a bit like you and I right now, Jack. We've come together, or like it was last week with Stuart, the musician, and his band. And you've given me a plethora of beautiful pictures to share, and we can talk about them. And it's something completely different. And I think that's what I want to do. I want with my channel going forward is have all sorts of different guests. Now, it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and I don't claim it to be that either. So I sort of, it's a bit random at the moment. It's good for me. It's good practice for me to practice the having a guest software and the programs and how to split the screen and all those sorts of things. But so thank you, Jack, for giving me that opportunity and working with me doing what we're doing right now. So it's awesome stuff. I apologize for those that are in the chat. I haven't been looking at the chat as much as I have been watching what Jack's saying and pressing the buttons here for the pictures and things. One picture I'm going to put in, Jack, is one with a finger and a little bee on the end. What's the story about the bee?
Oh, okay. So that's another little project I'm working with. Every year I'll get what's called, now my brain. One thing about getting old, you get these brain farts.
That's right,
okay,
man.
That's a leaf cutter bee.
Little Kevin's. A leaf cutter bee.
A leaf cutter bee. And what it is, it's a tiny bee. It's smaller than a honeybee. And they're super gentle. They'll crawl all over your hands. They're safe with children. The males cannot sting you because they don't have a stinger. They're called solitary bees, meaning they don't live in a hive. They're not a social insect. They are pretty much solitary. So the males will fly around waiting for the females to come out. The females do have a stinger, but they don't use it to sting unless they absolutely have to. It's used for laying the eggs. So I wasn't able to include another picture, but
that's okay.
They basically live in a little hole inside of a tree or in the ground in the earth. And it's basically like a 6 inches long hole, and a female will climb down there with some pollen that she's collected, lay an egg on top, and then take some leaves and then cover
No
up
bulldozer
that
donated
that
£2.
little
99
with
make
some
it rain.
leaves, and then
Thank
she'll do it
you.
again.
To
And
start a
she'll lay
Golden
about
Rivet Fund.
6 to 10 eggs inside this one little tube. And next spring they'll all hatch and they'll all crawl out, and the males will be the first to crawl out, and then the females.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
we got a
Yeah.
bulldozer.
Yeah, no bulldozer.
right.
It came in there while you were talking and focusing on the picture and talking. So I've got to just give a little bit of acknowledgement there for no bulldozer. Matey, thank you very much, Andy. Good on you, man. Very much appreciated, brother. I do appreciate that. Cool. And we've got Mike Roche in there talking away as well. So that's very interesting about your little old bee there and the fact that that's what you're doing.
They're super friendly, and I recommend everybody to, in your area, is to go online. I go to the I forget what the bee company is called. I could talk about that later and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there's companies online that you can order these bees, and they'll ship them to your house, and then you just put them in these little tubes, or you can make your own, or you can buy them pre-made. But what's really interesting, if you have a garden, you really want these leaf cutter bees, or there's some that are called mason bees that use mud instead of leaves.
Yeah.
But they are 100 times better than a honeybee for pollination.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, you know what, Jack? I think we might actually have them. I'd have to check with my wife, but they cut the leaves off of the rose plants that we've got. And I don't know.
Correct.
Yeah. So I think we might. I think we actually got them, to be honest.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the thing that's amazing about them is, one, they don't have a hive, and they just have little holes that
Holes in the ground. Yeah.
But they're better pollinators than a honeybee.
Okay, because what we're looking into is a what they call a flow hive, so that they can live in it and they make the honey, and then this hive, the way it's constructed, you just turn on the tap and fill up your jar of honey every now and again, and but they're around about $1,000 Australian dollars. I thought, whoa, man, I've got to find out how they're made and do a DIY kit, I think.
Well, that's a different type of a bee. So any bee that's making honey, those are considered honey bees.
Right.
So
these are not.
A lot of people use them.
Yeah.
Is because, one, they create a food product for humans.
Yep.
Two, they pollinate, and you can control them by moving the queen.
Yep.
So if you want to move the hive, you just grab the queen, and the rest of the bees will follow. The solitary bees is a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
They're all the females, every one of them is a queen. And they pretty much do their own thing. They
Mike Armedia donated $9.
Hang on a sec, Jack.
99 make it
a little bit more
rain.
difficult to manage.
Thank you.
But
Love this
they're 100
format,
times better
Spike.
pollinators.
Good stuff.
Because
Hello,
they're not
Captain Jack.
collecting
Thumbs
honey.
up, light skin tone.
They get the pollen all over their bodies, and then when they go fly into a flower, they just crash right into it.
Damn.
Oh, we got another.
It's all happening, Jack. It's all happening.
Yeah.
And you know what, Jack? If you haven't been to see Mike Roche Media, I suggest you do in your own time. Mike, I'll come over here. Thank you very much, Mike. Good on you, man. The man with the biggest smile. I should stare and say he's from WWF because he's like got a thick neck and everything. But talk about inspiration, Jack, and you can find out for yourself. He's a good drone player. He's, physically challenged, but what he does and how he does it, and with such a beautiful attitude, and especially on the, what he brings to the table for anybody that spends the time to go to a channel, which is an honourable thing for any channel owner to have somebody come and check you out. It's always value. It's always value for Mike. So I love him to bits. So thank you, Mike. Thank you very much, man. And of course he's contributing the fact that you're here too, Jack. So that's great, and that's a very interesting thing. So the leafcutter bee, and that's something else, guys, that we're sharing here about Captain Jack, one of the members that was just a name in the chat here now. Now I'm going to ask everybody that's in the chat, if you're interested in becoming a guest, I'm currently looking for guests. I don't care if you got no subscribers or you got 1 million. That doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is if you're interested in not necessarily being on, as long as Stuart or Jack is. You don't have to, but Jack's got a lot of stuff to share, and I'm enjoying it myself. And same with Stuart last week. So that's really, really awesome. If you are interested, guys, I'm going to put a little link. Actually, it's my address. And don't worry about the postal address. Just look at the email. And please, just email me, everybody. Just email me. And if you're interested in becoming a guest, email me. We'll follow that up. One prerequisite is that you need to have Skype. That's just the only way I can work with it, and the only way I want to work with it. So it must be Skype, not Zoom, not the other one I used to use. It must be Skype, and that's all. Otherwise, and you can come on the show too and share your world, because I think it's fantastic. And you know what? I've just given this segment a new name. I've written down about bees here anyway, Jack. But this segment's going to be called. I've got a couple of segments. Another segment's going to be, as part of the new format program, is called Ask an Expert, and that's something where I'm going to look into finding somebody who's in a particular field, and then let people know that field that they're in, put it out there and say, look, we have astronaut, Jack coming on the channel and then we have marine biologist Jack coming on the week after that, and just different things, so people then can think about the questions they might want to ask.
They say I'm a jack of all trades and a master of questions. I'm not a
But was it share? Was it share your world? Your world. I think that's what I said. I'll have to look back on that.
Yeah.
Share your world. I don't think that was it. Doesn't sound the same. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll look back at my own thing. So thank you very much, Mike, and thank you very much, Matt, who was very earlier there with a super chat, and also thank you, Andy, all the way in England there. Awesome. Now, moving on to another picture, Jack, from the bees. Unless there was anything else you'd like to share about the bees.
No, I'm just encouraging. You've heard of colony collapse disorder, where they'll have issues and stuff. They're just
no, I've never heard of it. Colony
collapse disorder.
Right. Okay.
And it's affecting all the.
So what is that? Where
the
bees just decide to go off on their own way, become a hobo or something? Oh, hang on a second, Jack. Jack, I've got to stop you, man.
Oh, you got another one.
We have.
Yeah, the man don't get it again. Woohoo!
We managed to catch this one in time. Because what happens is we've got this talk over thing, and it starts saying things.
Yeah, I know. I must be talking over then.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll call it stereo, It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Because I will be. How would you say, Jack? Like where the chat is at the moment, and my studio the way it is. My chat is a little screen here, directly underneath the camera I've got. What I'm going to be doing with
The
that.
Matman TN donated $10. Make it rain. Thank you. Thanks for letting us get to know you better, Captain Jack.
I lost audio.
Awesome. Thank you, Matt. Thank you very much.
We're back.
Good on you, man. You may or may not have heard that, or I know you can definitely read it. And he's saying thank you. Matt's saying a direct thank you to you, Captain Jack, for letting us get to know you. And I think that is an awesome thing.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah. So just
there it is.
Yeah, there it is. So just to elaborate on that.
Miles away. What do you expect the internet to do?
yeah, exactly, man, exactly. And I'm broadcasting via Wi-Fi on my phone's hotspot, which is the phone's just right here, and it's just plugged into power. So this is Wi-Fiing away to my computer, and we're managing to smash it out. So it's not too bad, not too shabby. But like this bees, we'll move on to the next thing in a second. This bees disorder thing. Mm-hmm. Why are they doing what they're doing, Jack?
So there's still research on there. They think a lot of it is the pesticide we're using in our fields and everything. And what it does, it messes with the navigation system of these bees. So they tend to get lost, and they've actually tracked them on this little micro radar thing, little antennas they put on honeybees, and they fly around, and then they get them exposed to pesticides, and the bees just get lost. They can't find their way back home. And sometimes they just stop somewhere and die off. And that's the problem. So they're dying off. The hive will collapse, and then the trees are not getting pollinated.
Right.
So one of the solutions
yeah.
is to introduce solitary bees that people can raise in their homes. And unlike honeybees, where you have to have a bee suit covering you so you don't get stung.
Yep.
Solitary bees, you can just hold it in your hand. They're totally gentle and everything, and they're effective. If you get solitary bees, the thing about them is they're 100 times better at pollinating, and it's because of the way they do it.
And it's all about that pollination.
Yeah. So they collect the pollen on their from a flower, and then they go to the next flower, and then they crash into that flower, spreading pollen. They pick up more pollen, crash on it. One solitary bee can do the work of 100 honeybees. This little guy in the picture here can do the work of 100 honeybees on one tree.
Wow.
So they can pollinate the entire tree. So it's just mind-blowing at what they can do. And the thing about this is you can buy these bees online, have them shipped to you, and raise them right on your patio. I opened up my screen door from my living room, and I could go out right to these bees. Or if they accidentally fly in, then I can just pick one up with my hand, take it back outside. It's like having a house fly, but they're smart. They don't bounce on glass. They know where they're flying. They fly right to it. So if you want to double the output of your garden, or if you have fruit trees, if you want to double the output, get some solitary bees. Your mind will be blown away. I've heard of farmers complaining that they're too efficient because they've had to put boards out to prop the vine
from
branches.
The fruit. Yeah.
Yeah, the fruit, and then they try to do thinning and stuff like that. It's a problem. It's just the honeybees are so efficient.
Yeah, that's
so they're talk about reducing how many solitary bees you have and try to move them around and just set up for it. So
this is quite, I'm going to be quite interested, Jack, even though I'm here now and I'm listening to every single word you're saying, and I'm semi-thinking about the next thing that I'm doing here in the studio, but I'm really looking forward to watching this back with nothing to think about and just listening to what you're saying, because I think it's just awesome, man. Just interesting stuff all around, like what we've covered so far. There is a couple of other pictures that we've got in here. And I want to touch on them because they're quite interesting. It's a gigantic building. What's that all about?
Okay, so the big building is where I work at. It's the third largest skyscraper in Seattle. It's called the 2 Union Square building. There's a 1 Union and there's a 2 Union. And I think it's the tallest building in Seattle with a giant 20-foot by 30-foot U.S. flag flying from it. I don't know if you can see it in the picture or not, but
I can. I can at the top middle.
Yeah. So, and I work at the 26th floor, and it's 56 floors tall. So I'm about halfway up.
Halfway up. Hang on.
And then,
there you are. There you are. I can see you. You're dolphin stairs there, mate. I'm trying to climb it up to the flag. There we go. We got the flag there. Wow. Big.
Yeah. So that's the 56th floor, and I forget what the height of the building is.
This is what you're currently doing at the moment, Jack. Oh, sorry. Actually, people weren't seeing that picture. I was looking at it, but no one else was. I didn't have it. How would you say on the?
Oh,
right,
you didn't have it on the screen. Yeah, right. I don't see the.
There we go.
I'm waiting for the delay, and I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, it's not even coming through because I didn't even have it pressed on. But there it is anyway, everybody. That's what I was looking at and talking about. Jack, this is what you're currently. Can I go to the wrong one? To press that button. This is what you're currently doing, isn't it? Even with the lockdown, you're managing your work. May I ask if, and you can say pass, what it is that you do now? What are you currently doing, mate?
So I work for a law firm.
Are you a lawyer?
And I probably no, I'm not a lawyer.
I was going to say, bloody hell, man, you
I
everything.
probably should.
You-
No, I'm not a lawyer, but I work for lawyers, and I work in the office services department. So
Okay.
I'm managing the fax machines, the meeting rooms where they bring clients in there. We have some pretty large meeting rooms that can fit 20, 30 people inside of them.
Yep.
So I manage all that.
So it's a bit like an
and,
event.
even
events
deliver the mail.
Okay. Yep. So a bit of everything. A bit of everything. So you're the
A bit of everything, stuff
Yeah,
like that. You
yeah,
know,
like-
and it's a great view. I mean, there's some pictures there with the clouds. That's what I can see from the building.
I wonder what those pictures were. The clouds. I
Yeah.
thought that must be you're into drones as well or something. But that's what we're looking at. Okay. So these clouds photos,
I
guys.
don't think it's drone with a tower like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's so that is that off the top of the building or what?
Nope. That's the 26th floor, so that's halfway up.
And what is that, like a fog or something that's come through?
Yeah, that's just fog coming in. Low fog. It happens in Seattle during the summertime quite often.
That's
actually.
amazing, man, because it looks quite thick as well, you know.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie Stephen King? It's called.
I don't think anybody's
hang
seen
on.
the picture.
No, nobody is seeing it. I'm having a good time, having a good look, and forgetting about the audience looking.
Sure, the rest of us.
Go on, get my act together, man. I need a producer. Well, you know what? There's something I'll go to the next picture we're talking about here. So this is the fog rolling in, guys. This is what we've just been talking about, and now you guys are enjoying the pictures as I was a couple of minutes ago there. And this is in Seattle, and this is pictures taken from halfway up Jack's building where he works at the moment. And you were saying, Jack, I remember vaguely you were saying that you don't use a vehicle, you use public transport to get to and from work. And at the moment,
Yep.
because of the COVID,
Yep.
that sort of added an extra hour or something.
Everybody's been taking the bus system even before COVID because parking in Seattle
Crazy.
can cost you anywhere from $20 to $30 a day.
Wow. Yeah. Your wages
per day to park. So
Yeah.
everybody goes to the park and rides and then just takes the bus in.
Smart.
But we're getting the link rail system, which is a train,
Okay.
and that's being constructed right now. So that's how everybody gets into Seattle, unless you're rich and you can afford
That-
$6,000 a month on a condo.
Yeah. Well, and live in there. Yeah, exactly. Or even more. You got to think big, Jack. I like the fact of just using the helicopter and landing on top of the building there and the helipad, mate. Just Jeeves, can you get the chopper ready, mate? We're going to go for a herb into town. We're going to go and do some shopping. I want to go to McDonald's in the city.
You know what? The law firm I work for brings in millions of dollars.
I bet it does.
If there was a helicopter pad on the roof, they would probably be using it.
Yeah. But there isn't one, so yeah. But yeah, no, lawyers normally are the ones that are the winners, aren't they? In most cases. And I had a friend who studied law, and I think he got to his 5th year out of 7. And it just did his head right in, and he pulled out himself. So I mean, he's able to live his life with the knowledge that he learnt in those 5 years. And it's a shame that he didn't finish the last 2. But he just said it was so stressful, courts and just the legalities and the real hardcore fact stuff. And really crazy. He just found it a bit crazy. So, as far as the law,
it's really stressful for the lawyers that I work for.
Yeah,
because
you see that? Do you
there's
see that?
Millions of dollars online, and if you lose that case, your client loses millions of dollars. So, talk about stress.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got just to say g'day to AVI Showtech. AVI Showtech is a very interesting fella, Jack. G'day, how you doing there? Aloysius is his name. Not really. I've got the memory like a sieve, and I semi-remember his name, but it's a secret, and we keep it that way. And I call him all sorts of names whenever I feel like it. But this gentleman has done front of house audio. He's an audio engineer. and also a teacher, and just an all round full on knowledgeable gentleman who knows all about sound and production mixing. And he's been in front of house there for some pretty major gigs around the world. And that's our friend Avio Showtek, who I've actually had as a private Skype call with our friend there. We had just a general chat, which is really nice. And then, of course, I'd like to say a big g'day to Rob. Rob from Throttle Down Under. He's a supporter of mine and a very interesting channel as well, everybody. If you're interested in some interesting stuff, then go and check out Rob from Throttle Down Under, especially the petrol heads, motorbikes, cars, and just all around general nice bloke hang on this, because there's something I want to share with you about Rob in a second, Captain Jack. With Rob, I like his production skills as well. So what he does with his editing and the way he films his little videos that he does, what he does. So that's really, really interesting. He's got Harley Davidson over there in Sydney. He's based in Sydney. That are supporting him and what he does, and he's like what you said. I guess if it was software, he'd be a beta tester, but he's a reviewer, I guess, of certain models of motorbikes that come out from a particular Harley Davidson dealership. That's only just been knocked up, and as far as the deal, and he's doing a great job with that. So that's Rob from Throttle Down Under. He made a really lovely video for me and promoted me when he bought one of my T-shirts. So that's fantastic. But guess what, Captain Jack? Rob is also Captain Rob, aren't you, Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rob is a skipper of the tugboats, and also jumps on the big shipping containers and stuff. Anything, put it this way, anything to do with Sydney Harbour, Rob's the man. He's the man that.
Okay.
Yep. So when your battleship come in, Rob was probably in nappies, but he was probably there thinking about it. He was working out the logistics of how can your cannons not, hit anything. Yeah.
And then there's different maritime industries and stuff. And one thing I like, I've worked on a tugboat for a short spell and stuff like that. But the advantage is you don't have to wear this funny outfit. I'm wearing it because I work with people. So everybody wants to see the outfit and stuff. And it's important for that. But when you're on a tugboat, you don't know who the captain is or who the crew is, because we all just wear normal dungaree working clothes and stuff like that.
Something that's comfortable. Yeah. But I have seen. Hang on, I've come here. When I cut to you, I'm running around like a silly nut here, and I managed to get myself some more music going on in the background. But I have seen Rob in his outfit just like yours, Captain Jack. So
he does.
Yeah, so I think he does
Wow.
charter things as well, a bit similar to like that 35. How many? One of my questions, and I'll go back to the boat because Rob's just come in. I'll put this boat up, or ship, I should say, baby ship. That one there.
25 years of shipmaster. Yeah.
Island Spirit.
We need to get him on an interview.
Yeah, well, I think so too. Hey, what do you reckon? What do you reckon, Rob? We're going to put it out there, man. I reckon. Actually, I think I've already said that to Rob, and he said, "Yeah, brother."
I want to hear his sea stories. Yeah.
Yeah, his port, the harbour, Sydney Harbour, and it's a bit like if you could imagine, how would you say, the tales of a taxi driver. Well, you'd have the tales of a harbour master.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like for you, for instance,
I bet he has a lot of good stories that'd be interesting to hear about.
Yeah,
the mishaps.
Yeah. It's a bit like you saying how you crawled
yeah.
down the cannon of your ship. That's quite an interesting thing to have done. But this boat, the Island Spirit that we're pulling up at the moment, that, as you says, does charter tours. I notice it's got some little canoes at the top of it, and you just sort of go out and have a good old time for a week or a few days at a spell, or what?
Yeah, it was a week. So the Island Spirit was a part of a company called Fantasy Cruises, and when I was starting with it, Fantasy Cruises. And we just go up to Canada, from Washington State up to Canada, and we just kind of went to some spots in there. Just a short, go for, a few miles and anchor somewhere and explore wildlife and things like that. But the company actually expanded. Now they're doing Southeast Alaska, and that's the new picture of the boat. It's got a little extra stuff on the top. That's a dining area on top. The bridge is actually below the upper dining part of the boat. And they got canoes, so a lot of times they just go into areas and just explore. And it's like, I would say, it's not like the big cruise ships. I mean, there's no entertainment, bands or shows or casinos or water slides and stuff like that. And it's more like if you know a rich person that has a yacht, you would just go and explore things that you could with being on a yacht.
Yeah.
So that's what the Island Spirit's job was just to take people into the wildlife and just explore some amazing wildlife and mountains.
And just
like
locations. And I think personally, like I've had a little bit of experience on boats, not much. Every time I've been on one, just that in itself is so, I don't know, so calming, so relaxing. The air, the ocean air, the sea, or even if it's on a river, it's just the water, the movement of the water. I think it's, what would you call it? It's a bit like a primal thing or a cellular memory type standard of a thing, where the human experience when we first come into the world is that womb sort of deal. And I think that anything to do with ocean or rocking or that type of thing is, whether you like it or not, it probably affects you unconsciously, that would be that soothing, calming, relaxing type automatic thing that happens when you're on a boat. Doesn't matter how big.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a mode of transportation to those places. That's all it really.
But it's a house. It's a house on the water as well, because you got the rooms, you got the you got the staff. That'd be just fantastic. And you guys getting paid to do it, so bully for you. Good on you. Good on you.
And you can meet some famous people too. You've heard of Oprah, right?
Yeah, Oprah. Yeah, who hasn't? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on the Oprah show, actually,
on
Jack.
One of our sister boats.
She's what? She was on one.
Yeah, she was on one of our sister boats.
Oh,
so
okay.
Here's the story. We're going up to Canada and Princess Lou.
Have I lost you again? Hang on. I've lost you again. Hang on. I'm buffering now. Let's see now. How can I fix that?
Okay.
It's all right.
Well, let me slow down.
We're right. We're okay. Everything's okay, Jack.
Okay.
Yep. Carry on.
All right. So we got Oprah, and she's on a sister boat next to us. So we're going 2 boats going up Princess Louise Inlet. So it's just a little kind of like river thing.
Yeah.
Up to mountains, reach the clouds. And it's just a small little area. And there's Chatterbox Falls, which is just a little waterfall. And we heard that she was coming. And the reason why, that she was really stressed out in her job. I mean, she's on TV all the time.
Yeah, bam.
I mean, she's doing a million things at once, and she's getting kind of burned out.
Yeah. It's like being pulled from every corner. Yeah.
Exactly. She was being pulled. So they basically forced her to go on this cruise and said, hey, we've got a yacht for you. We're going to take you to Princess Louise Inlet, and you go see Chatterbox Falls and stuff like that.
Fantastic.
So she got on the boat, and she walked up to the waterfall. And she declared at that moment it should be the 8th wonder of the world. She was this woman's been all over the planet.
Yes.
And she was blown away by Chatterbox Falls.
Chatterbox Falls, folks. See, Jack. And now I noticed, Jack, let me just go to the notes you've given me here. I noticed that on the bottom of your email, Jack, it says, we got battlestarcruises.com. What's that all about, please, sir?
So, because of my experience with the Island Spirit Fantasy Cruises and, with some people that, get away, and I said, you know what, I need to bring this, because here's the thing that happens. After every cruise, there's tears running down everybody's eyes, and we're hugging each other like, oh, thanks for, taking care of us on the cruise. And I'm like, thank you for being our guests and stuff. You're great passengers. Here, can I get your email? Here's your email. Let's share pictures and stuff. And I'm going to miss it, and people just really connected with. In fact, they book year after year. So usually these cruises are booked 2 years in advance because it's a very popular thing. It's a very emotional, deep thing for people to go and see nature, you know. So I was like, you know what? I want to continue on and stuff and do my own thing. So I want to get a sailboat and carry 6 passengers, so about 130 footer and stuff, and go and do the same thing and kind of explore, you know, Southeast Alaska. And I'm going to buy an ROV that'll dive under the water with a 360-degree camera in 4K.
Yeah.
And it'll be like you're in a submarine. You can either watch on a big screen or with VR goggles and look around and see what you can see under the water. And since I work at the aquarium and I'm an interpretive, you know, naturalist, I can explain, oh, that's a sea urchin, you know, that's a cuttlefish, you know, I can explain everything. So one of my dreams is to get the funding for this business venture. And my heart's really into it because it changes people's lives. And the more I can get people into changing their lives for the better, you know, to de-stress themselves and things like that, you know, it's totally worth it.
Thank you.
I'm working on trying to get that started.
That's fantastic, Jack. That's really cool, man. As you say, the beauty of after the cruise and that elation that you get, because it's a little bit like there's a how would you say an element, I guess, of fear. That would be associated with this.
Yeah.
People are coming out of their comfort zones. You know, I could drown here. What's underneath the surface of that water? I can't see what's down there. And all these different various thoughts and experiences. So to overcome that stuff and be as educated, I reckon it'd be your calling, Jack, this business, Battlestar Cruises, mate. Brittle Star Cruises.
It's called Brittle Star. You see the little blue animal on there?
Yeah, man.
Let me talk about Brittle Star.
Yeah, sure,
so there's a
please.
story behind that, you know, and how you come up with a business name or something. But I was working on the Island Spirit, and I pulled up the main anchor and stuff, and it was full of mud and stuff. And we're in Princess Louise Inlet, and this spider-looking thing was on here, and I'm like, because I, you know, acrophobia and stuff. And she goes, that's not a spider. It was a naturalist long before I was a naturalist. And she goes, that's not a spider. She picks it up with her hand. I'm like, it's going to bite you. And she goes, no, it's not going to bite you. And she looked at it and she goes, this is what's called a brittle star. And I'm like, well, what is a brittle star? And she goes, it looks like a starfish, but instead of little feet, where a starfish just doesn't move its legs, it just moves around. Like, but a brittle star will walk around kind of like a spider. Those arms move.
Yep.
You know,
I've
so
seen...
it can walk on the bottom.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I said, tell me something interesting about this animal. And she says, well, you can find it in tide pools on the beach. You know, if you ever in those rocky areas, you can find them in the tide pools, and you can find them in the deepest part of the ocean of the world.
Wow.
So they can survive in any type of pressure.
Yeah, right.
And I said, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You know what? And someday I'm going to start a company, and I was thinking Brittle Star. Here's a little tiny animal that can survive all the pressure of the ocean on top of it and still survive. And that's going to be my company, you know.
I love it, man. Yeah, I was picking up
Brittle Star Cruises.
Brittle Star Cruises, and that's behind it. I love that, man, because you could, you know, not only the pressure of pressure, like you said, the weight of the water, but the pressures and stresses of being in business for yourself, or, you know, just life in general. Those pressures as well. So it can survive in any levels of pressure. And I like that. That means that, you know, the business is going to be successful because you can survive in any, you know, various situations of pressure. So fantastic, Jack. Very clever, mate. I like the little logo. I can actually probably see you probably in 10 years' time, and you'll have that tattooed on your left shoulder or something. I'm
actually looking for someone to redo the logo, because that's actually a copyrighted thing, and I kind of make some adjustments to it. But if there's any digital artists out there that got more, I have the skills, I just don't have the time to do it, you know. So
I mean,
maybe they can send.
You could literally copy that, couldn't you? I bet it's the digital drawing of it, isn't it? Yeah.
But I want brittle stars on a sea anchor. and have brittle stars crawling on it, as a logo.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yep. I like that. I like this.
Because I don't want to look like a spider. People have acrophobia and arachnophobia.
Yeah,
kind of scared of spiders. I want something that looks friendly, know.
Yeah. Well, there'll be something coming. The call is put out, guys. The call is put out. So, Captain Jack through me, folks. My email is in the description. It's everywhere. So, email me if you want to help Captain Jack out there. I'm sure.
Yeah, or you can go to my website. You can click and send me an email right through the website.
There we go. I actually tried to subscribe there, Jack, and it's going. Oops, something went wrong. That's the. I'll put a quick little look up there.
Okay.
I've got my email.
I'll fix that.
iSpike.
I know what's wrong. There's an update that needs to be done.
Okie doke, rightio. So I'll just sort of.
Website maintenance, it's a lot of hard work and it takes a lot of time. And
I bet.
Holding a full-time job and maintaining a website, I need people.
Yep. And
but I'm not going to pay you a dime. It's good.
Yeah.
Well, $100.
Well, I mean, you'll get in time once it's established. Maybe a 2 or 3 day cruise to Alaska or something for your part of your, because you're a part of the team, sort of thing. So that's a bit like how I'm looking at growing down the track. Once I myself have got my feet on the ground and I've cleared my plate of the amount of things that I need to, because I'm still in my establishing stage, Jack, big time. And once I've established, when I feel like I've established myself, then, and from that point and from that platform is when I'm going to start really getting busy. And I can really sort of get myself organized, put things in order. I feel like at the moment it's a bit like an organized chaos thing, and it's working. It's okay. It's working. But as far as, let's say, really upping my game professionally across the board, and putting on a really good music/talk/entertainment show. It's going to take a team for sure. And the idea of doing it online, what's been said in regards to people being able to press the buttons for camera switching, for instance, to put the audio in. And all I have to consider about, and I don't have to worry about anything, is just my cue cards and talking to the camera and talking to the people and going from one thing to the next. And other people are actually operating and producing as if you had a producer in the room, I mean, I know there are a lot of husband and wife teams out there that do that. I'll give you one example. Oz by Drone, brilliant production. And it's a husband-wife team there. It was husband-daughter until daughter got busy and then wife took over. And they do a great job in the camera switching and the scene selection and all that sort of stuff. And the presenter can just concentrate on presenting in the stories themselves. So that's where I want to eventually end up. And it turns me on the idea that can actually is even possible. But what I need to do is actually, it's some really exciting news, everybody. I don't know if I've seen Outback Outlaw in the show today, but it doesn't matter. I've actually got. This is as you know, Jack, as well. My weakest link here is the iPad. Only today, an email came back. Well, actually not an email, a message, and so I'm yet to make a direct connection with the person, but they've accepted my offer. It's a 2018 model, so it's the one before the most recent model, 11-inch iPad Pro, 1 terabyte. Now, to buy one of those here in Australia, the best price is around $2,300, $2,400 for that older model. And this is Wi-Fi and cellular as well, because it's the 1 terabyte version, you see, and that's what I'm after. So anyway, I thought, well, I'll just put in an offer. This was going back about a month ago now, and I said, look, use me as a backup. I do apologise. I don't wish to insult you by putting in this offer. And I think he was asking about $2,300 or something like $2,200. Well, I put in an offer of $1,500, $1,500, and he's accepted it.
Yay!
I know. So after the stream today, I'll be following that up and seeing if we can make touch base. It is a 3-hour, or it's actually a 6-hour return trip drive for me to go to where it and pick it up. I'm going to ask him if he wants to meet me halfway. So, but it's still going to be a piece of kit, a piece of the missing link, I guess, I suppose, for me to run a better show. So that's why we're going to that expense and getting it. So it's awesome. And Suru and a couple of others, including your good self, Jack, have made little contributions here and there, have all added to the kitty, enabling me to confidently put in an offer of that figure of $1,500, $1,500. So
Good.
yeah, collaboratively, and of course I put a lot in there on my own as well. But without the help of everybody, that's what's about to happen, and hopefully I'll be able to celebrate this time next week with it sitting here on my desk. It'll be really cool. So that's cool. And there was another thing that I wanted to say that was quite exciting as well, but I'm not sure. But I've put the word out there for Throttle Down Under. I'm happy to do anything, and I followed it up with a comment. And he hasn't replied to that yet. So I don't know, maybe it's short notice, he may or may not be available. So that's all right, Rob. If you're not, man, don't panic. But just make sure you cancel everything off your calendar and be ready for next Saturday, because we're going to have Throttle Down Under on. No, we're not. No, we're not. Don't. Not until it's confirmed, folks. I just put it out there because good suggestion, Jack. And I mean, Rob and I have already talked about that anyway. And I do have a little list that I've got to go to and tick off and also follow up and get in touch with people. So, yes, because I have more guests lined up for any future at the minute, although there are lots of potential. So, it's all good. It's all good.
Just go with the flow.
Yeah, that's what I reckon, Jack.
YouTube really works with, because everybody says, oh, you got to have all this equipment and stuff like that. No, actually, that would count against you.
Yes.
What I know with the Hot for Words friend business is we started with just a laptop and a webcam, on the laptop. And then we just added more and more. And people love when you grow with YouTube and you get more equipment. People get excited and applaud and stuff,
Yeah, exactly.
And that helps build your channel, oddly enough.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's going on for me, I think, Jack. We've actually, because Sir Matt Man, he kindly found Marina FW's YouTube channel. I'm just going to go and bring that up on the screen now. I put in Hot for Words. I couldn't find Hot for Words, although this has got videos. Hot for Words, but it's not the channel name. Marina FW is the channel name, not Hot for Words.
Oh, you know what? That's a different channel, I think. There's some imitators out there. I think Maria did have a personal channel that she used, and then she had her professional channel.
Okay. So this must be her. That must be her personal channel. Because I've actually done.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like. Yeah, that's odd, huh?
Yeah, unless it's the channel, Jack, and she's just changed the name of it. No,
that's not the channel. That's not the right one. It's Hot for Words. It just put after the user, put Hot for Words all spelled out.
Yeah, Hot for Words.
It's channel.
Yep, and it's not actually there anywhere. It's got marinas. It's got perhaps these impersonators. Where people have done or just Marina's videos, Hot for Words, but there's no actual Hot for Words channel as such.
Hot for Words.
Yeah.
Let me do a search
man.
here. It might have been disconnected.
Sure, because it hasn't been active. If you find it and you want to put it in the, I'm sure Matt had a good look for it.
Yeah.
And put it in the chat. Yeah, please do. But anyway, I won't worry about doing that. Well, you go for it, Jack. Do it, my friend. That's cool. I'm going to just talk to the people and just
the internet's a little bit slow because we're doing a lot of streaming here.
Yes, yes. Who said that? Yes, Matt, man. Yes, Matt. iPad success, man. But like I said, basically he accepted my offer and he put in a message through Facebook. And he lives in Perth, the city, and I put my offer in. I just said, as I said to Jack then before, Matt, that use me as a last resort or whatever. If you don't sell it, let me know. And he just asked, if you're still interested, I will take your offer. And this was on Wednesday. So today for me is Sunday morning, and that was on Wednesday. So anything could happen between then and now. But hopefully, as soon as I saw the message, bam, I replied to it, gave him my phone number and my email. So as soon as I finish this stream, I'll check my emails. I'll check the phone. I've turned the phone to what you call Do Not Disturb until 10 a.m. And for me now, it's 9:23 a.m. So you know what, Jack? We've been going for a good solid 2 and a little bit hours, man. Hey.
Yeah.
It's awesome, isn't it? When you can just chat away and carry on. I'm just having a bit of a brief look at the chat, just double checking. Okay. Yes, 25 years as a shipmaster. So that's Throttle Down Under, Jack. Rob, Throttle Down Under is a shipmaster for the past 25 years. So what's a shipmaster, Jack?
Oh, what a shipmaster is?
Yeah.
A shipmaster is, well, you heard of the movie Master and Commander. So you're not a captain of a ship, you're a skipper, but a master just means you're licensed. Well, I think that's kind of weird. It says on my license, it says Master of Motor and Steam, and then 100 tons or something like that. There's different resumes, but it says Master of Motor and Steam is what it says on the old traditional licenses. Now it's just a little red book. Looks like a passport. It's the same dimensions of a passport, but it's red.
Okay.
But the old certificate, you would just say Master on it.
Yep. Jack, can you take over for I've got to go to the men's room for 2 seconds. I've just sort of been overcome with
sure thing.
Time to do what
I know how to do that.
Good on you, Jack. I'm going to make you big, so it's your head that everyone's seeing, and you can just chat away and just tell people. And folks, I just got to nick off to the loo, and I'll be back in a sec. The music will be trickling in the background, Jack. And go for it. You just chat away you want to. But don't set me up, brother. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Sorry about this. 2 seconds, folks.
Set you up. All right. Okay. What can we do? Man, I'm trying to find this hot for words. Marina, why? Huh. Yeah, it looks like it might have been taken off. Anyways, does anybody on here have any questions? Let me look back in the chat here. Skull Pals. Yeah. Are there cookies involved in the guest interview offer? That's a good one. Yeah. I don't know how we send those out. Let's put virtual cookies. Day. Oh, that's another thing. Maria was involved in GoDaddy for a while and was selling website names. I remember there's one, it was called Genius, and it was Genius, the word, and then had .us on the end of it. So I forget what that designation is for, but that web domain, I think she sold it for several $1,000s on GoDaddy. Kind of interesting. Kimberly Cruises, Star Run, Down Under. Yeah. Hey. Ola Bloke said, so you're a captain. Yeah, I am. Mastered. Got the license to do it. So just to have something under my belt, you know, it's like, hey, if I ever, and I've worked several jobs. I just remember there's a few more boats I've driven. I've driven so many boats, I've forgotten how many boats I've driven. I've a 65-foot motor yacht used to take people out on birthday parties, wedding reception type parties and stuff down in Long Beach, California. Great place to go sailing. Should we start a golden rivet fund? Okay, Bulldozer. Yeah, we might have to do something like that. And the Matman says, I have built some ships in TN. Is that Tennessee? Have you ever? Oh, Greenville, Tennessee. No, you know what? I've been around the world twice, but I haven't been any further east than Washington, Oregon, and California. I haven't gotten any further east. So, yeah, I might have to get a motorbike and go on for a road trip or something. Yeah. Have reason to buy a motorbike. Yeah. I do have a 2-wheel cycle. I'm going to make a video about that. So, I've already been planning. I'm going to buy some hats and going to have my little skull attached to it and I got 2 GoPros and stuff I'll put on there, my iPhone, and show you my new ride. You know, I think you guys will like it. It's
hello, Jack.
Yeah.
So you're going to become part of the motovlogging community as well, man, are you?
Yeah, in an odd sort of way. I don't know if it's the same. You know, I'm not going to be buying no Harley Davidson.
No, you don't have to, man. Doesn't matter. Knees in the breeze. It could be anything. It doesn't matter about that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Do bicycles count, or motorized bicycles, or?
Oh yeah, right. Well, I've got a friend. His name's Meyer, M-Y-R. That's his surname because his first name's very hard to pronounce. And he's in Poland, Warsaw, Poland, and he has the electric motorbikes. Electric push bikes, and they're the really nice chopper style bikes. You know, it's a massive community of that over in Europe, and so you wouldn't be sort of out of place doing it anyway. Yeah, for sure.
I've been seeing some electric bikes that look like a chopper, or some of the old school motorbikes, and they look just like the petrol versions, but they're 100% electric.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
So I've been kind of looking at those, you know, trying to be eco-friendly.
Yep.
But here's the thing I have with electric is I miss the motor sound. You know, that's the rumbling that you feel in your body with the engine running.
It's a bit like it's a bit like, Jack. I'm going to do the 2 of them. I've already done it already. I'm going to have you big. Now here's the electric bike. Right. You'll see this later in a minute. And then of course, then we've got the other motorbike. Oh yeah, man. And then we get really yeah, man. Yeah, right. So it's just not it's not the same. It's not the same. Yeah. Little whirring sound there. But yeah, like, I mean, the Matt man, he's has his motorbike and the windshields and things like that is quite comfortable as a means of transport going from here to there and in your leisure time. Yeah, as you say, the couple of GoPros, a bit like the Homebees, for instance. They're a great couple, and
oh yeah, I liked their video a lot. That was pretty good.
Yeah, they were great guests, weren't they? And that was really good. I enjoyed the research that I put into that one and their videos that they provided. Very, very funny. Their sense of humor is bang on. It's just perfect, you know. You just don't know what to expect from them, and I reckon it's fantastic. Yeah, that's Karen and Mark, the Homebees. Yeah. Jack, I'm going to be like putting in for last drinks, I think, because I'm starting to come to the end of my tether personally. And I want to get on to other things as well, you know, before I actually go to bed, because I'm going to bed in about, so I'll be in sleep within an hour of finishing the show today, because I've been burning it at both ends actually. At this over here doing what I've been doing, and it seems to have caught up with me. So I'm quite knackered, I guess you could say, so to speak. But Jack, man, it's been awesome to have you on the show, mate. We could, and I look forward to getting perhaps in a few months' time another installment of any progress, especially with Brittle. Is it? Hang on, Brittle's. Brittle Star Cruises. And seeing how the progress of that's perhaps going, or even your aqua
Aquaverse is a
Aquaverse
YouTube
is-
channel I'm going to start working on.
Yeah.
I've already filmed 2 episodes on that.
Yeah.
So that's a different thing.
Yeah, totally different as well, you know. So good on you, sir. Good on you. And like when you, I'm curious to know, Jack, you know, as a part of what we're chatting about here, your filming equipment. Like I really enjoy the behind the scenes stuff of that. When I watch anybody doing what they're doing, is how they make it and what they use to make it with. When it comes to filmmaking or videos, yeah. So what camera do you use, man?
So I'm using a Canon Rebel SL2 right now.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Good little
yeah.
DSLR. Yep.
Yeah, DSLR. I mean, you know, it's not the mirrorless like everybody's going. You know, that's one of my future purchases. But it works. And that Canon and the Nikon and Sony all have the software now that you can actually use your DSL type cameras as webcams, which is good because it improves the quality quite a bit.
Big time, Jack. I've actually I've pulled up the 2SL or 200SL camera. That's what this camera is here now. What that's the image that's being provided. That's the camera that's giving me that one there. And then that camera, as you can see, is pointing, and you can see this one here, which is the GH5. This camera here. So that's the one that for the close-up look, and the one that I use a lot when it comes to that. So so you're getting the delayed views there. But so that's just letting you know. I know the camera you've got there, and it's a great camera. That was my first camera, and then all of a sudden I got inspired, and stupidly, because I put it on credit card, but that's nearly paid off, so that's all right. But I jumped. I made the leap of faith within 2 weeks of getting the other one. I was almost going to send the other one back. And then I thought about it more, and I thought, no, we'll keep it because what I have in mind, and pretty much this is what we're using. But it's not only this. This camera comes off of the mount system as soon as its live stream's finished as well. So because I use it all the time just for practice, you know. But getting to know the tool itself. And a good tripod and a creative mind. I guess that's probably one of the most important ingredients, isn't it, Jack? Where do you get your inspiration and ideas from apart from Kevin the Basic Filmmaker and iSpike? Where else do you get your ideas from? There's probably not very many other ideas out there, but it's me being a
Oh, what kind of ideas?
Yeah,
like for my channel or something?
What gives you inspiration? I suppose the Aqua one would be to do with all your ocean stuff and everything, like you've already explained. Yeah. So it's a bit like sharing what you do, isn't it? Really,
you just gotta sit down and think about it. So when I'm riding the bus to work, I got time to kill, so someone else is driving, so that's nice. You know, I feel like I have a chauffeur.
Yeah.
And I just get on my phone and then just kind of think of what kind of questions people have asked me in the past.
Right.
And say like, hey, take a question. I'm going to go way beyond. For example, one of the videos I'm working on right now that I've already filmed, I may have to refilm it. But people ask me, where you can get, a boat ride. And working with the Center for Wooden Boat, they say, hey, we always do free boat rides down there. But there's people, around the world that aren't going to fly in for spend thousands of dollars for a free boat ride. So I decided to rent a sailboat, and I went out sailing and hooked up a couple of GoPro cameras and addressed that one question: is where to get a free boat ride. So I came up with a list of 8 or 15 different ways of getting a free boat ride. Excellent. Including on like $1 million yachts and stuff. So I think that should really interest people.
Yeah, and so okay, so you had a couple of GoPros and you did it on a boat, and now that's where you've actually made the video. So that in itself is extremely creative. You're addressing the idea, but it's actually giving an experience at the same time. Good on you, Jay. That's really good, man.
And I tell you, that pushes your filmmaking experience because you're trying to, manage sales like this. Yes. I'm in Lake Union, which is a lot of traffic. There's boats everywhere. Yeah. So I'm turning every 2 or 3 minutes and stuff. Yeah. Then I'm looking at my list. And like, okay, I need to talk about this. I need to talk about that. Cross this off. Oh,
Yeah.
geez, I got the airplane.
Look out.
You know, and it's like,
Tack.
okay, and get a free boat ride at the yacht club, and oh, geez, got to turn again. You know, so
Oh, you
yeah,
better edit up
make it
something
funny.
pretty good out of that. Yeah, man. Excellent. And may I ask, Jack, when you do editing, what do you use there, or have you used in the past?
So I've used, you know what? There's a video I wanted to kind of repost back online, but it's got copyrighted music on it, and this was back in the early days of YouTube, where I didn't want to put it on YouTube, and I found some other websites, but I used iMovie.
Oh,
And my
yeah.
friend and I were learning how to use iMovie, and it's a really good program. I think it's still free on the Macintosh. I don't know what a PC equivalent would be. But we just experimented, and we made a comedy out of it, and just played around with it. And it was really easy to use. There was just push buttons and see what happened. I kind of, over the years, moved on to, I tried using Adobe Premiere, but man, that really slows the machine down and stuff. I had problems with it. But I started playing around with DaVinci.
Oh, yeah, DaVinci
which is a
Resolve.
free-
Yes.
Yeah, DaVinci Resolve. It's a commercial quality video editor.
Yes.
So it's a little bit on the complicated side. But my rule is like, one, it was free, and
Yes.
to buy it's only $300 or something
Yep,
like that.
it's
And I'm
not-
like,
yep,
okay,
to go
you
to the
get
pro.
more capabilities. But
Yes.
if I ever want to do pro stuff, I can do pro stuff on it. And the problem I had with iMovie or some of the smaller ones is there's little special effects and other things you want to put on there.
Mm.
And you can't do it with that, or there's workarounds and stuff. And I
Yeah.
want to be able,
Just-
with DaVinci, they have a lot of
Yeah.
features built into it to make it really simple.
Yeah, a
and
lot of
stuff
people
like that.
swear by that one.
I'm still learning how to use it.
Yeah. A lot of people swear by it. Mars, FPV drones. I myself is self-taught, and I managed to get a copy of Final Cut Pro. So I used it for a fair bit of time and taught myself how to use it, and got a lot of assets to throw in this. So anything that I've made so far has been with it. What was advised to me to do was to simplify my workflow and streamline when it comes to making videos and pumping them out down the track. And that is Power Director 18. It's very basic, very simple, and you can put in a few effects that you need to do. So as far as a workflow is concerned, the Power Director 18, and then to progress into what was advised into Premiere Pro. Now, it's funny, isn't it? Because there's so many different ones out there, and different ones will swear by different ones. I mean, Nay is who I'm quoting, who helped me put all this together. He's an AI expert, an award-winning AI expert in the world.
Ooh.
And he took me under his wing, advised me, and I spent over $22,000 based upon his advice in building what I've built, including the cameras and all the rest of it. And he put all the graphics, the Scully graphics. He designed all that, made all that for me. So he did a heap of stuff and helping me out get a leg up to where I'm at the moment. And his advice was the Power Director, because he does editing for $10 million commercials and things like that. I mean, he uses software, I guess, that is not available to the general public.
There's some pretty powerful stuff out there.
Yeah. Like instead of 4K, it's 24K, and in movie and Hollywood and that sort of world. But he sort of reached his pinnacle, and he cruises away and lives life, and takes different fledgling people that are keen to be helped under his wing, and away you go, so it's good. But the tether's been cut between us at the moment. I'm on my own. He's busy with other things, and I'm in the practice stage. So and I've got a lot of catching up to do. But yeah. So that's why I'm curious.
Yeah, there's a learning curve with anything like this,
there is,
doing
isn't
a
there?
one-man show. Some people don't realize the work in the background is, coming up with a script and then filming that and getting that all done and then taking it to the video editor and editing all the video and then posting it on YouTube.
Storytelling.
And then doing all the descriptions. It's a lot of work,
And it's all for unpaid, you don't get nothing for it.
Yeah.
So
you're just doing it for fun,
for the love of it,
in
and
hope
joy.
that someday you get paid.
Exactly. There's something might happen down the track, Yeah, exactly right. Because I filmed, Jack. I have the option. You may have heard me talk about it to enable. I haven't enabled it yet, but I have had that option for about nearly 6 weeks now, I guess. YouTube have granted me memberships. I can have channel memberships, and I thought,
good.
Yeah, and I'm about to flick that switch, and I have said that I'm about to flick that switch for about a month now. So I don't know when, but it will be soonish, because I've been filming on a weekly basis anyway, definitely, to get myself a bank's worth of at least a month in advance of being able to put at least one video out, maybe two, one video a week to members. And that's all 100% behind the scenes stuff. At this stage, it's building this new studio. That's the videos I've been making. So they've been made. And I've even gone out and bought this. Here you go. This is what they call a scratch disc, I guess, but it's just a little SSD. I wanted to get a fast one, and this is only a 500 gigabyte, but that's enough for the file footages that I've got for what I'm doing. So I bought that little hard drive SSD because my computer is a kick-ass computer with SSD, so these two can talk to each other fast. But that only came in the mail the other day, and I'm currently just slowly transferring files onto it. But and that's so that I can edit up these videos I've been talking about for the memberships, so that it gives people a reason to become a member, as you get to see the behind the scenes stuff. So yes. It is. It's but oh gosh, I don't know. It's I feel like I am obsessed by it for sure. I've pulled back because I've got a wife. I've got a beautiful wife, and you've got to nurture your relationships. Whether you like it or not, if you want to keep a relationship, it's important. You cannot have a flower without watering it, and of course, and we both know how you could just eat, sleep, live, drink, eat, whatever, repeat. YouTube, or let's just call it online presence, because not only here is Facebook I'm building as well, and other things. And yeah, so you've got to sometimes just turn the key off or turn the power switch off and walk away and come back to it, because if you don't, you go nuts. And I think that's what you've experienced yourself, isn't it, Jack?
Yeah, and you can suffer from burnout from doing too much of it and stuff, because it's a lot of work for
anyone, really.
Dollars and stuff, and thinking, hey, my channel's gonna get there. You can't play that game. You got to just go in as a hobby.
Yes.
Treat it as a hobby. Balance your work life, hobby, and stuff. You know.
Yep.
And just see where it goes. It's like when we did Hot for Words. It was just a fun activity to do, and then one day we soon realized, we can turn this into a business.
Yep.
So go in as a hobby first, then think about business later on.
If the universe provides those, I mean, like Kevin's course gives you some really good direction and tools to actually really hammer it a bit harder if you so wish to do, you know. Otherwise, if you, like you say, just plot away, make your videos, and enjoy your channel and enjoy interacting with your comments. In the event of live streaming, interact with the beautiful people that come along and become a part of the stream. That's why I think I introduced that producers, executive producers, knights, kings and queens. I introduced that just so that it gave sort of an element, another dimension. And it's not my idea. Somebody else had this idea. I implemented it just slightly different to what they've done. and it's good. It is, and everyone says it's a marathon.
Yeah, it's good. It encourages people to participate and makes them feel like, hey, I'm something. You know?
Yeah, a part
and
of it.
I enjoyed it. You know,
Yeah.
you painted everybody with the blue capes and stuff. I'm like, whoo, that's cool. You know,
Yeah,
I don't think I'll use that, but you know, it's a great little thing. You know, and then we give back. You know, by you know, clicking the super chat thing and stuff. That's fun. You know, you know. You could be at a bar drinking it all away, or you know, gambling at those. I never played the lottery thing and stuff, but if I just think giving back to the your friends and viewing public and stuff like that's really the better way to go and stuff. And you never know where it leads to.
That's right.
You just got to ride the wave and see where you go.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. And I really enjoy big time just having a bit of a ramble chat like we are. A little bit of organising there, where of course you sent me some pictures and things, so we were able to share those with the world. They were a bit all over the place, but I think we've done a reasonable job, Jack.
Yeah.
You know, you've been satisfied yourself with this experience?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about those pictures being so late. I'm a photographer, and I got over
millions.
I think 60,000 photographs, and I was just having problems missing hard drives, stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
fair enough.
I just threw stuff together and say, here it is.
Yeah, it was in the 11th hour because I must admit I was reading your bio stuff in between the last stream and this stream. So, and I thought, shit, it's 10 minutes to go before I go live. I better quickly go and make my cuppa, you know. I've learnt as an experience from it that with my guests to make sure that I give myself at least a couple of days lead in as a deadline for collecting information like that. And I think if that's established, then it gives you a parameter to be able to work towards as well, where we didn't have that in place. And it was all cool anyway, because that's the stage of where I'm at is just being cool and casual. And I'm going to maintain that. I think that's important, because to get too squeaky clean, polished like the TV shows, then go and do TV. Don't be a solo. Don't be a solo person that's just on YouTube here and enjoying each other, so to speak, I guess, really.
Yeah.
Well, Captain Jack, sir, with his green glob, what do you call that's a barnacle. I'm going to call it barnacle. You should be not Captain Jack, you're Captain Barnacle. There he is, folks. Now,
there we go.
If you look down at your keyboard, and that would fill the screen, with the top of your head, which is that green thing. There we are. Let's see, I'm going to make you big because that's going to be the thumbnail. Okay, there we are.
Gee.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up, brother. 2 thumbs up. Yeah, there he is. There he is. The Captain Barnacle. Done, Jack. Fantastic, man. Awesome stuff, brother. Awesome stuff. You've been an absolute pleasure as a guest, Jack. Thank you so much, man. Really, true. And an inspiration as well. That's why I was quite keen.
Woo.
You know, oh, look at it. It's alive. It's alive. You just got to change that shampoo, I can tell you. It's eating all of your hair off your head too, man. What's going on there?
I got this idea from a friend of mine in the UK, and he was having a birthday. So I turned on a bunch of strobe lights. I put this hat on and stuff, and I was listening to some music. I was just bobbing my head and stuff, and just being silly. And he said that was the best birthday present ever. So, you know what? You can turn YouTube videos into a birthday present for your friends.
Yeah, because they've got like gorillagrams, fatograms, or whatever. You could have like a YouTubergram.
Yeah, YouTubeogram, you know. And you don't need all the fancy equipment, you know. I got an iPhone 11 here and stuff, but it does good videos, and you can just use Samsung or just any phone and just film it, upload it, and go for it.
Yes. Here, Jack. All of what I have is something I've built up over 2 years. Good fortune came my way with my own businesses side of things to make this all work and be able to afford it in the first place. And the other thing is, starting with the phone. And I think it's someone, Think Media, Sean from Think Media. They're quite a good little organisation, and he has little catchphrase in his videos like Easter eggs, and that catchphrase is you've got to press record, and it's pretty much that's all he says.
Yep.
You've just got to press record, and he throws that in here and there, and that's exactly that is it. You've just got to press record, and away you go. Away you go. So and one thing, as you say, will lead to the other. So I look forward to your reintroduction back to YouTube. I really do, Jack. And
Thank you.
yeah, I want to offer you the opportunity to share anything, last words that you would like to with the world and with our current audience.
Last words? Well, I just, hey, thanks for having me on board. This was a fun interview. It's a full, long interview, 2 hours. Yeah. So, but I'm glad everybody, I hope everybody enjoyed this. And I look forward to more guests. We get more of us on there. I kind of like this interview thing and stuff. And then, music and stuff. Yeah, it's fun. This is kind of like, it's a club, Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, good on you, Jack. Good on you, man. I'm just trying to find my notes on you again, Captain Jack, because there is a catchphrase on the bottom of your emails that I like a lot. And if I can find it here, or is it down the bottom, is it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking. There it is. There it is.
Every email.
May the winds be at your back and the stars guide you by. I really like that, and then of course you've got the little the way you've used the typing. It looks good. It looks good. So I like that. Good on you, Jack.
Yeah, it's a little bar with something that looks like a sailboat, and then the asterisk is the star. So keeping the wind back and a star to guide you by. And it's true in sailing, and it's also true in life. And it's just go forward, follow your star.
I'm just having a quick look, and there's nothing personal going to be shown on this screen, so I can quickly go there and show everybody. So this is what it is, guys. This particular line here that I'm giving reference to, and it says, "May the winds be at your back, and the stars guide you by." And then if I unblue it, you'll see there that there's the ocean, the little asterisk there, the comma, a bit more ocean, and a star, and a little bit more ocean. So that's what I was giving reference to, guys, and he's very clever, very clever. So good on you, Jack, with Brittle Star Cruises as well. That's another big one. Look forward to it all, Jack. I really
Brittle
do.
Star
Man.
Photography is another, and what else I got on there?
Yeah, you got a fair bit happening, man, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing that you've got that going on. Honor, pleasure, and I guess that's it, really.
Yeah, I think we can conclude this and see you on the next show.
Yeah, man. Yeah. As you know, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday for you guys up there in the land of up over. Thursday, Friday, and Sunday morning for us down here. We've had Captain Jack, on today. We will get Captain Jack back down again the track. So, Jack, I've got a little sound effect here, that one there. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Captain Barnacle Jack of all trades. Aye, good sir. A former US serviceman.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Jack. Let's just close that one there.
It's a pleasure.
Yep. Awesome, man. Awesome to you, sir. I'll hang up now. And I'll see you again soon.
Right.
I'll talk again soon too, Jack. Thanks very much, mate. Hooroo, brother. Hooroo.
Hooroo!
Hooroo! Hooroo! Ta-da, man. There we go. With the little skull and all. My Scully's having a bit of a snooze. He's gone off with Ava. They're having a good time somewhere. They're not available at the moment. All right, Jack.
Don't forget your hooks, too.
Yeah. Oh, that's yours. That's yours. You're the pirate. You're the captain. Ha, ha, ha. All right, mate. See you later. Ta-da, man.
See ya. Yeah.
Hooroo, mate. Awesome. Well, folks, there we go. Captain Aruni, Jack Aruni. Hey, wasn't that awesome? Wasn't that awesome? Hey, thank you guys for sticking around and watching. And for those of you that are watching the after replay, we've just been smashing it out there for nearly 3 hours, guys. And it's amazing how time flies when you're having a bit of fun. And of course, Captain Jack, quite an interesting man. I hope you've got some value out of having a bit of a listen to Jack's experiences with the YouTube channel, a successful one, Hot for Words. And that was really quite interesting how all that sort of come about. And where it's at now is a bit of a mystery at the minute, but it's there. But it looks like it's been shut down for whatever reason, maybe inattentiveness or whatever it is, because of burnout. And it's something to consider yourself, not to get over absorbed in it so much so that you don't eat or sleep properly, and it's like an addiction, you know. So the FOMO thing. I think myself, I've had in the past the experience of FOMO. I laughed at it initially, but no, you know, when I get up after I've done, you know, the basics, make a cup of tea, I will reach for my phone to check my emails. Yep, that's the go, you know. And I'm not a business person or anything like that, so it's just there's a bit going on, and I guess that's what is at least at a minimum. But that in itself, if I don't for a couple of days, bam, my emails started crazy, and I've got so much to look at. So if I do it daily, I don't have to deal with a big pile of stuff, and I should really unsubscribe from some of the things that come in, because that's what's clogging it up, I guess. Life, eh? Life. I feel like I've had a real good a chat with an old mate, and even in between, you know, pressing buttons and things, I was quite absorbed by it, guys, so much so that I'm looking at something thinking that you guys are looking at it too, and realizing, oh, hang on a minute, I've got to let you, you've got to press the button so that you can. Really, really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed looking at all the pictures, and of course listening to Jack himself and seeing him in person. It's like the next best thing almost to actually being together in person. And in a way, with this COVID hoo-ha, it's a bit like the new normal, isn't it? This it's how we catch up now. And I'll shake your hand with my elbow, you know, LA, or some silly bloody thing. Has anybody seen the you hang it on a bit of wire like the clothesline, and it's a big sheet of plastic, and on one side of the plastic it's got a pair of armholes, and you put your arms in it, and it's like plastic gloves, right? And then on the other side, exactly the same thing, and it's when two people can get together either side of the plastic, put their arms through the plastic and give each other a hug. Have you seen that? I saw it on Facebook or YouTube, I can't remember where I saw it. And it blew me away. I thought, man, you know, that is just insane. It's insane. I'm a touchy-feely bloke. I am. I'll go and put my hand on somebody's shoulder. I'll shake person's hand. I just, that's me. It's just my way, my habits. You know, and to have that taken away because, oh, be careful, you know, crazy times for us all. But I'm not a channel that gets into it that much. I'm not interested in it for that reason, that there's enough of it and enough people out there doing it. And I am into just, you know, people like Captain Jack, like Young Agent we had on 3 weeks ago. We had the Homebees on a little while back before that. We've had, of course, the rock legend Stuart Wood last week, and, of course, Captain Jack this week. And maybe, we'll see how we go. I'll try and see if I can convince my people to talk to his people, and, you know, the people talk to each other, and all the people do a lot of talking. We may have Rob from Thunder Down Under. No, it's not. It's Throttle Down Under. There we go. See? I remembered those straight away. I recovered. Whew. Sometimes it's just like, no, that's what I think of and I can't recover, but I recovered. Throttle Down Under, Rob. So let's just see what happens there. That's a random one, that one. It was only because we were having a chat there. I think when I mentioned it, he's ran. He's gone. Pew, 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 pew. Because there's no more comments after the fact that I put in there, would you like to be a guest on next Saturday show? I think he just, quick, got on his Harley and he's gone. He's gone. I'm sure Sir Matt Man will sort it out for me though. He'll get it going. He'll get organised it for me. He said, what? What am I doing? What am I supposed to be doing now? Absolutely nothing, man. I am simply rambling on here at the end of that awesome guest period. I'll turn the music up a bit, have a sip of my drink, and read some of the chat. Thanks, guys. Thank you. We're playing the reggae man. Little reggae man. Hey up, hey up. Aha, the Matt Man's off to bed by the sound of it. I'm just reading there. Aha, Tar is human, Tar is pirates. Bravo! Yes, the life of a big star. I know. Gives me goosebumps. Hello, Antonio. Hello. Don't be lazy, biker, and get your ass back to the Black Hills, mate. To Sturgis. Yeah, Sturgis. Awesome. virtual touchy feely. Virtual. Good on you. Excellent. Oh, hang on a minute. What am I seeing there? From the guest himself. I've got to get the right thingy up. Quickly. Capitan, superstar, barnacle head, Jack.
Captain Jack donated $10. Make it rain. Thank you. Ahoy all you scurvy wharf rats. Thanks
yes,
for
scurvy.
watching.
Yeah, you scurvy wharf rats. Thanks for watching. Good on you, Jack. Good on you, man. We'll have Pirate Jack next, I guess. Fantastic. Thank you, sir. Thank you, good sir. Very much appreciated, man. Thank you for the trouble you went to. You waxed your head. You polished your head. You put that beautiful outfit, your uniform on. Ironed, nice white shirt with a tie. Man, I'm so honoured. I'm really appreciated, man. You put your green screener, you set yourself up there. Fantastic. Look forward to getting to know you more and just sharing the future with you, brother. Captain Jack, everyone. Thanks very much, mate. Good on ya. Yeah. That's the last image. It burns into it. That's how it works. Awesome. Yeah, cheers, Antonio Davila. Good on you, man. Yep. It's good, isn't it? It's good, like you're saying, to just be a part of a channel and to watch it grow and see what happens, you know. What I'm actually building behind that wall there, behind this curtain, that's just a curtain, man. And the same with the wall, the very wall behind me. So this curtain will be coming around a bit to hide that too soon. Because I don't want to reveal it until this new set, the walls, the decor. I don't want to reveal any of it until it's all together. So for now, at the moment, I just need to have that curtain up to hide what's behind it. And I'll be doing that until, as I said, the new studio is ready to go, and I've actually filmed it. I'll be filming the new studio and making edit videos, Clever. I'm going to be clever about it. I've already got the ideas going on in my head and how I'm going to do it. So we'll do that, put it in the can, put it in the editing, bam, it'll be up there for the members, and we'll wait for probably maybe 1 week. I won't wait long. 1 week after the video is released to the members, which will be like a pre-release, I guess. And that's the privilege of being a member, is what my planning is in regards to all of that. But the general public, then boom, the curtain gets dropped. I'll set the camera up where it's proper and get the whole scene in and boom, drop it, And I might even play the promo video that I make of the new studio, because of course I'm going to be making lots of videos going forward about the building of my studio, right from concrete leveling the floor to what I'm doing with the walls and the roof to electrical side of things, a whole bunch of stuff. And there are going to be future videos for somebody to learn by or look at how I've done it. And that, as you say, Antonio, is going from one laptop and one computer to a fire to what we're looking at now, which is a major bloody jumbo jet. Freaking awesome! Awesome! Why you no read the chat spot? I'm reading it now, aren't I? Yeah. AVI, I'm reading it. Can you not see my laser beam eyes? Rambling on sounds like a Led Zeppelin song. Oh, yes, hang on. Yes, hey. Okay. Radio, yep, okay, I better read this stuff. Hang on. I'll check my email there. Yeah, I've got the email here. I've got this one there. Have a look there, guys. That's my postal address at the moment, and it'll cross over to the email address there. I'll put it in the chat for you as well. Go. Oh, awesome, Captain Jack. Yep. An AVI show tech would be cool. You two guys would really probably enjoy each other's level of where your heads are at. Yep. And I'll check my emails, I guess, is what maybe you're giving reference to as well. I agree with you there, the autofocus, yes. Good on you, Aloysius. I just read it all, my friend. Thanks. Perfectionism. That'll be one of them. Yeah, perfectionism. Good on you. There's some big words there. I had to really look at them hard because I'm a bit on the tired side. But well done. Thank you for the email, AVI, Aloysius. Thank you, mate. I think that one of the things for me that stopped me from perhaps progressing with making videos quickly or just make a bloody video, will you? Type of thing is perfectionism. Is me thinking I want to have a nice intro, the editing and the transitions, not too many transitions, but just enough. And beginning, middle, and end, and the actual storytelling, all of that coming together. Now, being, I guess what I see when I see something and what I'm the stage at, let's say skill level wise, would be two different things. Two different things, I know what I'd like. I know what I'd like to achieve, but that's perhaps being too perfectionism, as you use the word perfectionism. And that scares me, that what I'm putting out or what I put together is not good enough. You know what I'm saying? And that's not how YouTube works. I understand that. But I do, I need to find the middle ground. Once I've learnt this new editing sort of workflowy business, and understand, like I do a little bit with Final Cut, understand it, just like this live stream studio, and understanding it as well, and practice makes perfect type thing. That's really what it is, practice and time. But yeah, pulling back on that professionalism. Don't try and ask too much of myself. Don't try and achieve things that are unachievable, and therefore you achieve nothing. You put nothing out. That's, you just, as you say, boom, knocks you right off your feet. It kills the channel. But, I mean, we all know that I don't make this investment for women of prayer. I'm in this for the next 10 years at a minimum. This is my hobby. I love it to bits. I really look forward to using the two cameras, filming each other, you know what I'm saying? And these little stories I've got in my head as far as storylines and that's concerned. The live streams and the guests, that's cool. I like that. And having a Saturday night guest. The reason I introduced Wednesday and Thursday live streams, a couple of reasons. The Wednesday one, or both, put it this way, the two of them, and the fact that I do exactly the same on Facebook. So that's a total of 6 live streams, 6 2-hour streams I'm doing it a week at the moment. The reason for that is for the COVID-19 business. There's a lot of people stuck at home. And I thought, well, I don't know, give someone another opportunity, another option, another choice to switch the dial and tune into what I'm all about. May or may not be their cup of tea. And but anyway, at least by achieving and doing it consistently, and it's for the COVID-19 thing. It is. That's one reason. And the other reason for the Thursday for specific is that statistically, according to the statistics, the facts and figures, like Captain Jack was touching on a Friday at 3 o'clock in the morning because, or something or other. And for me, it is another number, but it's Thursdays. And for my demographic, for what's going on for me in my world behind the scenes. So hence choosing to add that to the Saturday/Sunday morning for me, show these other shows through. I think that once COVID comes, leaves a little bit and people start getting busy and doing things, I'll perhaps drop Wednesday off, or maybe Thursday, or maybe both, and just have the Saturday/Sunday, and maybe introduce a second one close to that, within that 24-hour window, maybe 48-hour window, and having maybe 2 to 3 streams, maybe 4 even, in that period. So the rest of the week is I can concentrate on personal life. I have a house that also needs renovations, and wifey's accepted the fact that you do your YouTube studio, get that done. Once that's done, then you can do my kitchen. All right, thanks, honey. Thanks, honey bunny. And I'm just getting stuck into doing what I'm doing. Yeah. So, all good. What a ramble that is. God, I don't know where any of that burping come along. And I apologise. Well, no. What am I doing that? Now I'm doing. It's because I'm tired. Because I'm tired, I'm being a bit stupid. So I'm going to turn the music up, read a bit more of the chat. Thanks for the email, Aloysius. Thank you, my friend. And I look forward to chatting with you a bit more. And you can share with me your knowledge regarding that cool little Canon camera. I mean, I've got the original 55 still here, that one there, that's good. We've got the pancake that's on it, the pancake lens that you suggested. That's a great lens, wide angle, that's a good one. And I scored this little ripper, man. This is a, what is it? It's a 55 to 250 or something or other. Hang on a second. I need me spectacles, 55 to 250. She's a ripper. Big one. Oh. Woohoo. Hello. Pro lens. Look at that glass. Yummy. Hello. So yeah, and that's just for the Canon, you know, so love it. And I've got, this is a, what do you call it? It's not a Metabones because they're way too silly expensive. It's a Vortox or somebody thing, I don't know. Anyway, it's got no glass in it, so it's a good one. Each to their own. I like the ones with no glass. For my research, these little adapters, so I can put my Canon lenses on my Panasonic here, you know, and that's cool. But the lens I've got here, the one that we're actually using here right now, that's $1,000 lens. It's a Lumix 12 to 35 millimeter Pro Mark II, and she's a ripper, a good lens. This one here, and I'm literally, I mean, I go to this camera, and you can see my head. There's the camera lens there, right there, and there's my head. So it's about probably, I'd say 30 inches, not maybe 30. 20 foot, no, it's 2 feet, sorry. No, what am I talking? 18 inches, something like that, right? Just over a foot, distance-wise here, between my help. And then if I press that back to that camera, look at how wide it gets. It's just such a fantastic lens. And the 35 fully zoomed in, she's a ripper. And the constant f-point, I've just stuffed up the bloody, I just pressed the wrong one. The wrong ring. There we go, and I'll just focus it in. I've got everything on manual setting at the moment, guys. There is, I was a part of a live. Where are you? There we go. Hey, man, you can see my nose. Get it back to where is about? It's a good focus there. Well, there you go. Bit of zoom, bit of zooming, zoom. How you going, folks? So I love this lens, but it freaks me out the fact that it's so zoomed in. Hang on, come out of that. Let's get back out of that. Right out. And that'll do with the focus. Yeah. So you got to use it. You got to use a capture with a GH5 Panasonic capture card. I'm just using software, no capture card for the 2SL to be able to use it, because we're running two OBSs as well. OBS on the Mac, and it's coming through into the, this is just to share the CPU load, and that's coming through into the PC and then into the main broadcasting OBS. So we've got two OBSs running as well. That's crazy. And PC and Mac working together. It's really cool what we've managed to knock up here. But now where am I going? Once again, it's being tired rambling. Give you some stuff of value. I don't know. Turn the music up and shut up. Might help. Hey. Blimey, hey? Yeah, man, I'd like to get some curry and a hurry. There we go. This is the folder of reggae. I don't play that often. So, yeah, well, let's carry on. A couple more songs here. What's going on in the chatteroony? Reminds me, I better update the credits. Good on you, Captain Jack, getting the uniform off. Eh? Oh no, hang on, you still got your camera on, mate. Oh, I'll put some clothes on, Captain Jack. Oh, is that an octopus in your pants? Captain Jack, Mr. Barnacle. Ew, ew, ew. It is Chris Hope. Hello, hello, hello. Rightio. So just letting Stewie know from the Giants band that a piece of water was leaving from Australia, from Sydney a while back there, and it was a Cat 4-5 hurricane. It even caused a bit of damage to the strong battleship as well. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Hello, buddy. Chris Hope. Hello, Chris Hope. How are you, sir? We've just had like 3-hour guest, Captain Jack. Barnacle Jack. He was on, and if you watch some of the replay later, it was really, really cool. We shared some really fantastic photographs and a real good chat about a whole bunch of different things. And that's Captain Jack right here in the very same Captain Jack in the chat. Yeah, he was our guest, Mr. Hope. So if you're interested in some, good footage, it was a good interview and good chat, please watch some of the replay later on. Awesome. How you been there, Chris? How you been, man? We're just cruising out, drifting away with and I should be shut shop, and I'm going to be shutting shop shortly, everyone, with a bit of reggae music. And I'm catching up. I'm just reading the chat now. Because Aloysius told me to. He truly has fallen off the perch. Yes. we got a bit of this going on, which is lovely to see.
Jump on the bus. Spell bus backwards.
Awesome, guys. Good on ya. Support. Grow your channels. Of course, as we know, none of this rubbish bus for bus carry on. But yeah, genuine support. I'm even starting to talk American, aren't I? Genuine wine instead of genuine. Hey, genuine. Genuine. It's happening. Oh, what's happening? What did you do? What did you put in my tea, Captain Jack? Wrong button. Doesn't matter. Because you all know what I'm doing, don't you? Well, that might be a thumbnail, that one. So yes, so if you can consider the show at the moment at the end here, last drinks. I'm going to say last drinks, everyone. The ugly lights will be coming on shortly. So probably, I don't know, let's say the next one more song. 2 more songs to go, everyone. 2 more songs to go after this one. Yeah, so it seems that all of Marina's videos have been deleted and you don't know why. I saw that, Jack. I don't know what that's going on with that link. It still shows she has 394,000 subscribers. I know, it's crazy. YouTube. You'll have to contact Marina and find out what's going on, Jack. I mean, if you have abandoned the channel, that's perhaps if it's been stagnant and dormant, you haven't put anything on it, or there's been no interaction or activity on the channel, then that's where potentially YouTube's just take the algorithm in itself. If anything's dormant more than 2 months or something, they might start taking actions towards shutting it down, whether you like it or not, type of thing. So interesting times, that one. Perhaps Marina was contacted but didn't worry about passing that on to you, maybe. I don't know. You'll find out, won't you? Yeah, well, go to the lawyers. Go to your work. Hey, Jimmy, sort this out, will you? Yes, that's a good one. Maybe hubby got involved. Yes. And you might look, how's this, guys, for a bit of, like timing. I've done nothing. I just noticed it. It just happened just then. The candle itself has just gone out. It's burnt its wick. And it's just gone out by itself. So there you go. There you go, folks and fellas and ladies and jelly beans. That's saying something. It's saying, like, okay, that's enough, man. Candle's gone out. Golly gosh. Nah, marathon time. Come on, another 10 hours. Come on, mate. You can do it. Go on, get a sandwich and come back. Yeah. No. Good on you, you mad bugger. Freaking awesome, guys. Bloody awesome, everyone, for being a part of the show. You know the one I'm going to be pulling up, don't you? And I'm just getting that online now. Which is where? There it is. Get out! Get out! Go! Just go! Get out! Go away! Leave me alone! Ah! Is that where you're coming at, AV? Good on you, man. If my body wasn't as stiff and sore as it is, I'd literally play the game and fall out of the chair. But it's just stiff and sore, man. So anyway, you beautiful people, you bloody beautiful people, I tell you what. And those that have been here right from the get-go, fantastic. And thanks for everyone jumping on board and jumping on each other's bus and growing. Follow it up, lads. Follow it up. Through the week, if you get the opportunity, a bit of time, pop on over and check out this video or that video, or see if the contact information's there, email-wise and stuff like that. Everyone will recognise each other here. Yeah, you know, or you're watching the replay and you'd like to connect with any of these people. That's what I do. I just go to their channel, look at the About section, and normally a lot of people, if they don't mind being contacted, will have their email there. If anybody wants to contact anyone else, then please feel free to email me. My email is in the written description, as well as you'll notice it dotted out throughout the show with different graphics at the bottom of the screen. So, yeah, if there's anyone you want to connect with there, give me an email and a shout out. I look forward to catching up with you in the next show, everybody. This is it. Thanks very much. Captain Jack's just put a link in here, Hot for Works. Let's have a quick squiz at that. That might be the same one as the one that's... oh, here we go. Here we go. This is the Instagram. The Instagram. Good on you. Whatever that is there. Let's close that for a second. I'm not going to worry about signing in. So good on you. There we go. The old Instagram. Let's go for that one there. And Hot for Works. Lovely lady. I did not realise she's red hair. Is that the proper lady, or is that Hot for Words? That's an imposter, isn't it? That's not your Marina, man, is it? It's not the same lady there, or is it? Is that your Marina? Or is that an imposter? Oh, it looks like it might be Marina. A few years later, of course. Oh, sign in. I'm not going to worry about signing in. I just don't want to get distracted. So there we go. All right, folks. Hooroo, my beautiful people. See ya. Get out. Get out now. Get out. Final one. Ta-da. Thanks a lot for your support, everyone. Ta-da, mate.
Let's rock and roll!
Rock and roll. Rock and roll, man. Rock and roll. Stewie Wood. Yeah. Thank you, Captain Jack. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Mr. Barnacle.
for the sound I love the best. All night boogie on the board and my speakers away. So I began to slide my guitar all night long. Began to slide my guitar all night long. Roll for baby away, you know it's never coming back. So I began to blow my horn. Began to blow my horn.